Hi, and welcome to episode 34 of the Chronicles of Nidum, presented by Dice of the Beholder and streamed by the wonderful Heavyweight Gaming. Episode 34. But before we get into that, welcome back. Thanks for joining us. And more importantly, end of August, there is going to be a 48-hour charity gaming stream. On this channel, it is going to be full of many wonderful creators, many wonderful players, all trying to entertain you for 3 incredibly good causes. You can see, hang on, wait, there's there. No, it was right the first time. You can see right there is the links and more information. Please visit Heavyweight Gaming's page on Facebook, or if you've got the time, please type out the link you can see right there, pop over, choose who to donate to, and then come along and support the channel. End of August, bank holiday weekend, August 28th, noon until August 30th. Join us, please. It's going to be a great laugh. But yes, episode 34. Sorry we missed last week. Real life got to us all. But yeah, where are my players? I want to see my players. Hello.
Hi.
Yay, I can hear people. Wonderful. Okay. Hi.
We were just silent.
Yeah, one week we're just going to stay quiet.
Just stare at you and like go.
You're going to do that thing where like all of the cameras freeze. And you just pretend that no one can hear me. I honestly don't think you're going to keep it up for more than like 5 seconds.
Laugh too quickly.
Challenge accepted.
We were missing a couple of players for episode 33. So,
my bad.
Slightly more comprehensive last time in the Chronicles of Nidum, so please bear with us. So yes, last time in the Chronicles of Nidum, in preparation for your mission into the Underdark, you were given orders by one of your knight employers to gather the half-elf that they imprisoned below the Hall of the White, because they didn't trust the Durgar to do it, and also to gather some supplies from another prisoner held there. Below the Hall of White, you were introduced to an imprisoned human alchemist who appeared to be, seemed to be under what you believe to be a permanent calm emotions spell. And seemed incredibly intelligent and was apparently enslaved to create certain concoctions for the knights, as requested. After one of your party possibly gave him a means of escaping, you all embarked on your quest. You discovered that you were to hunt through the ancient ruins of what they called Londinium Below, an ancient human settlement built below the now teeming elven city. You were looking for a nest of Zorn that your employers believed, or had reason to believe, had dug their way through into the Underdark. Splitting up from the rest of your teammates, you found yourselves surrounded by many forms of undeath. But it was a fight that you handled incredibly well, using the terrain to your advantage. You realized just how well after the fight when you discovered that a few dwarves and halflings had been lost to other bouts of fighting that you had missed around the ruins. Now, having been sent to and resting in the grounds of a temple of forgotten god, and one of your party being given a much-needed healing potion by the half-elf that you had been so kind to earlier, you prepare yourselves to make your way further underground. So, the temple grounds, while dark, seem to teem with some light. You can't really tell where from. As you look around, there seems to be some kind of natural feature of the rock above, some bioluminescence that appears as a kind of starscape above, almost. It lends enough light that you can look around the temple ruins. You appear to be in what is, I suppose, the graveyard of a long-forgotten temple. And even though you are resting and most of you are comfortable, all of the different groups, all of the different races are easily or are uncomfortable being close to each other. Everyone is kind of separate in different areas of the graveyard. The closest to you are the Durgar, who have been most diminished in number. There are, out of the 6 of them that were originally there, only 3 left. Out of the maybe 12 halflings there are now 7 left. The half-elf sits with the Durgar, calm, after she gave you the potion, and happy. And you see that the elves are doing their rounds and checking on everyone, the 2 elves there. The 2 darker elves, while they look more bloodied and battered than they did previously, are now sitting closer to each other than they are to everyone else. The 2 that were cloaked and more aloof. But the 2 knights are doing the rounds and just chatting to you. The older knight comes to your group and, may I sit for a moment?
Of course.
Sure.
I don't say anything. And don't forget, I want to fix the automatons, just in case you'd forgotten from 2 weeks ago.
No, that's fine. The 2 automatons, during this short rest, 2 of them have made themselves available to you and are kind of sitting there next to you, and you are tinkering with them. Roll me an Arcana check with... You've got mending, right?
What, as a spell?
Yeah.
I have absolutely no idea, which is distressing to me.
And I'm out of practice. I didn't even have D&D Beyond open.
It's a cantrip, Millie.
Yeah, no, it's not one I've got.
Okay.
This is based on tinkering rather than the spell.
Okay. You got Tinker's Tools?
Yeah, of course I have.
Roll me a tinkering check.
How does one do that?
I believe, unless anyone wants to correct me, tinkering is going to be your proficiency plus your intelligence modifier on top of the d20.
Okay,
It looks an awful lot like what Sepsis is doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I double my proficiency bonus because it's tools I'm proficient in.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to check I am actually proficient in this.
I just want to say, these are actually artisans' tools.
What you're
They're the
not
tools of a nerd. No, it is a Warhammer Filey's got, and he is filing a Warhammer miniature.
filing away the spoos. I see.
Okay.
While playing D&D.
That is probably the next
Nerd right now.
I'm trying to get all of my nerding out for the week, so no one will think I'm a nerd, you know, from between Monday and Saturday.
They do, there's no hope. Do I roll
Oh no.
advantage just because, you know, I built Cedric and I've got some experience?
No.
Yeah, worth a shot. Oh, I don't need it.
I respect the grind.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
26.
26.
Okay.
I double my proficiency bonus and then add my intelligence modifier.
Okay. One of them you can see as you are delving into the inner workings of fives, in fact, that while the work you are doing, connecting as you discover them, different wires, different pistons back into place, there are no screws, no nuts and bolts to help you. However, once you find the connection, what you appear to be doing is just helping this automaton's own healing ability. As you make the right connection, it seems to fuse itself. It does have the capacity to heal. However, all you were doing is just helping it along its way, doing it much quicker. On the second one, then, you're doing your short rest. On the second one, then, roll me the same check again, but with advantage.
It's still not as good, sadly. 23.
23. Yeah, again, the same. This one, its leg appears to be almost hanging off. Same as the arm on one side that has taken a hell of a beating. This one, slightly more help you can offer as you take out some of your tinker's tools and start to bend and shape the metal that appears to be or form their outer shell, their armor, back into place. The same as you've done with Cedric previously. But you appear to have greatly helped their healing along the way.
Excellent. Good.
And at the end of this, as they get up, Fives and 99 turn to you, nod slowly, and walk away. And that is when the older knight walks over. And sits down.
That cough was Bri trying not to cry because he said the word fives.
He, as you have allowed him to sit, crosses his legs in front of you, places his hands in his lap, and sighs heavily. Thank you all for the work you did defeating the undead that, if you had not been there, would have surely flanked us, and the day would have been lost.
Pretty easy, really.
I saw much of your battle. You compart yourselves very well. You have been fighting together for a while, it seems.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, it wasn't beginner's luck.
A few weeks now, I guess. Possibly months. It helps that we knew each other before then.
I suppose it ties up with the stories told of the strange group on the run from the royal family of the Empire. Those stories did not do any of you justice, it seems.
They never do.
They never get my nose right. I gesture to the nose I don't have.
Yes, thank you.
He chuckled softly. Very good. I suppose a little bit more about the reason for this mission below, and a little bit more information about what we might encounter. I suppose now is the time.
Whatever stops us from getting killed.
It'd be appreciated.
We have made many forays into the Underdark over the years, hunting a great many of the denizens, of which there are a few not written about in any of the books you will find above ground. There are strange horrors down there that come from a time when all of the planes were joined and easy to travel to. There are some that are incredibly angry that they have been trapped here by the, I suppose, unintended consequences of the actions of some historical figures, and he nods slightly towards Ace and Dice as he says this. I was but a boy. I'm sure I do not seem that old to you, but I was but a child when these events took place. I have lived a long life, and it is hard to remember that time, but there was once a time when the Drow lived above ground with us, and we were friends and allies. That time has passed very long ago. But they are not the only dangers down there, should we say. They have no standing army, but they do have some power. And when we find them, against the judgment of my peers, I would rather us come to diplomatic terms. If that is all at all possible.
Do you think that they'll be open to that?
He answers your question, but is hesitant to look at you. And he relates his answer to, he's not disgusted, he doesn't show anger that you've spoken. It's just almost like a reflex that he answers your question, he just doesn't look at you with the answer. He looks at Sepsis and Oriana. If I can get there first, I believe diplomacy can win the day. However, my apprentice has lost much to them, and that forays into the Underdark.
Become personal.
For him, yes, I have tried to curb his angrier impulses, as is our way, but it is difficult. He is young in comparison to many of my race.
And so are we.
Quite.
Forgive me. Why come to us, a group that is half made of people, as a rule, that you did not deal with, and half an unknown race, and ones that are known enemies, if you like? Why speak to us rather than the other groups?
He goes silent.
It's because he thinks Duragar aren't going to make it.
I laugh and sort of poke Sepsis.
He glances at Sepsis at this, but he still looks like he's arguing with himself about whether he should give an answer. Roll a persuasion check.
Me? Okay. I'm really good at persuasion. 3?
That is
Remind me to
perhaps-
teach you how to be persuasive.
2. There was no hope.
That is perhaps a conversation for another time when we know each other better. But suffice to say, your group is
Diverse.
a representation of what I hope to accomplish here.
In the
Equality.
interest of
Diversity, equality, building bridges, shall we say.
With all races.
Most.
What's the point?
he wishes to bring peace, freedom, justice, and security to his new empire.
His new empire.
I love it. I love when I do a quote and I can see Brian desperately trying not to do the next bit. Like physically restraining himself from going, "Your new empire."
Suffice to say, the Drow are again not the major dangers down there. They have, over the last 1,000 years, used many tactics to make it much more difficult for us to find them. One of them, they appear to have tamed. Have you heard of purple worms?
Purple
Have we heard of
worms.
purple worms?
Heard of purple worms?
Oh.
Roll
I
a
didn't
nature
know they
check.
travelled in herds.
Anyone who wants to roll a purple
What a purple worm?
Roll a purple worm check.
Ooh.
roll a purple worm check. Nature check.
I done rolled a 10.
19.
5. Getting these bad rolls out while we can.
And 19.
Oriana,
I know all things purple.
this during your biology lessons really struck a nerve. It stood out. It's something you remembered.
That's something I paid attention to.
It was the word purple.
Purple.
It was the word worm,
Oh, hey.
and it was the word giant. And it just kind of struck all of the nerves with Oriana, who just thought, I'm going to read a little bit more about this.
Giant purple worm. All right.
It was, unfortunately,
A waste of my time.
slightly disappointing. However, you do remember from those books, the purple worms are huge, just bestial worm-like creatures that dig their way through the ground and can leave tunnels behind themselves. It has been, or it was, I suppose, guessed upon in those books that they could potentially be tamed, so that tunnel making could be used for your own benefit. But the book confirmed that no one had yet done that.
I've
The
been
night-
looking at tickets to the tunnel today, and I
The knight confirms exactly what you read. They have used the purple worms to subvert the normal, or the old ways through the Underdark. They've changed the structure of those tunnels and changed the way they go. There are some large areas, some huge cavernous areas, some lower levels that they have not breached, will not go to. But any maps that we have made previously are not to be trusted. We potentially have to scout our entire way there. Do not stray too far from the main group. We may not be able to help you if you get into trouble. Do not go, if you find yourselves walking down in a downwards direction for too long, head back, take another tunnel. You do not want to go into the lower levels of the Underdark. There are things that live down there that even a full force of our knights would not attempt to overcome.
so dive down, but not too deep.
If you find yourself going to a place that's too hot to handle and seems to be quite loud and noisy, if you want to see a fire giant, by all means, have at it. I would not recommend it, though.
I mean,
Fire giants would be fairly good at forging. That
They
might be
would.
within my
They're
interest.
also incredibly angry and tend not to like the smaller people, and they feel forced them underground millennia ago.
hot and giants. It sounds like a wet dream.
Let
Before
me
I
know your
ask-
name, Sir Knight.
Sorry?
Your name. Since we're working for you and you seem to be so interested in fostering these new friendships.
That is a request I can happily comply with. My name is Benkin.
Benkin. And the name of your young learner?
Your Padawan?
Kane.
Ang Kane.
I think he may have mentioned that actually.
He did.
I
Took
do
you
have
a
a
while
question.
to get over it.
I do have a question.
Does he hate sand?
That wasn't it.
No.
I don't believe he's ever come across it.
That's sad.
Is it though? So irritating.
What was your question?
Exfoliating.
What do you know of my race?
Not much. There is, I believe, a community of your race in the south, what is it, west of the Empire. Hot country, rocky landscape. You have a community there that thrives. So they are much darker of scale than you. Not on the belly, almost completely white, but they're darker of scale than you, for the most part.
Yes, I'm not sure I've been getting adequate nourishment.
You speak the language, though, or they apparently speak the language of the continents even further south that the Empire is currently at war with.
What continent is that?
Egyptus.
Ah, I see. Is there any sort of standing order that people like me should be arrested or killed?
I do not believe the community in the Empire is currently under watch. They have been quite integral to our war efforts currently. They seem to be on our side. I don't believe that your race is under any strict order to be held for questioning.
I shouldn't be surprised.
Do you believe that you should be arrested?
No, of course. No, it's my a former teacher of mine appears to have misled me as a joke.
Perhaps. But I'm sure if our mission here is successful and we speak to the right people, you will have safe passage across the Empire and the continent, and you may visit that community if you wish.
Oh, I have no interest in it. No,
Very well.
my concern is whether I am likely to be arrested if I am seen as I am now with my hood lowered and my own face within the Empire.
I have not been to the continent in some time and have not travelled in that direction. I cannot say how the locals feel about them.
You mistake me, sir. I mean here in these parts of the Empire with which
These
you are
parts of the
familiar.
Empire, I think you are mostly a oddity, a novelty.
Well,
I can
we
tell you
learn
it wears
something-
off after a while.
We learn something new every day, do we not?
Are you hoping that the Drow, do you believe that the Drow have the power to grant safe passage from one side to the other? If they're on your side? You said there are darker things there. Do the Drow have the power to overpower them?
Perhaps. There are things down there from our nightmares.
Hey, have you ever considered a career as a motivational speaker?
I have been told I can be very motivated.
I'm sure you can.
You're not filling me with joy for going down into the Underdark, though.
I'm not sure there are many ways that you can be filled with joy to enter the Underdark.
Good point.
It
I mean, that
depends.
just entirely depends on how you listen to that sentence.
I've always quite liked the Underdark myself.
And being filled with joy.
Ace checks out of that conversation immediately.
One day.
I leave you with a short warning that we have lost good friends down there. One in particular still stings the hearts of a few of us. And he looks at his young friend who's currently just sitting and laughing with the large half-orcs that have joined you as well. Be careful.
Same to you.
There is something about you all. And at this time he does make a very lightning quick glance at Ace and Dice. There is something about you all. You are important. And I'd like to know why. Miss, and he looks at Oriana. Might I have
Oriana, just don't, please don't call me miss.
Might I have a quick word? And he gestures over his shoulder.
Yes, of course. I get up and walk with him.
He just steps into the middle of the graveyard.
Cozy.
Far enough away from everyone and just kind of turns to you. Excuse me if this is a very personal question, but have you met others of your race as striking and as...
Pure?
As yourself?
No. No. As far as I'm aware, I'm the only one.
The
Not
wonderful
only
thing
one.
about Tigers is...
That's exactly what I was trying not to say.
Definitely not the only one.
No?
It's your colour that stands out. The stories, and from what I remember from my childhood, it was varying shades of red, but it's your colour.
It's red and purple.
I've seen it one other time. How old would you say you are?
Coming up 19. And had a bit of a curse that made me look a couple of years older.
Siblings then? Distant relation, perhaps. If you ever get to the continent, or if we are successful in our mission here, there is someone I would have you look for, if they are even still alive.
Okay.
But I do not believe, after our last meeting, I do not believe they will be, but they may have answers about where you come from.
But they're tiefling like me.
Well, having seen you, I don't think there is any tiefling like you, but he may have some answers for you.
He? That's different.
We will talk more later. By your leave, Oriana.
Thank you, Ben.
And he walks over to his companion. Roll a perception check, Ori, because you're closer.
12.
As you walk then, as you see him walk over, nothing seems amiss. And do you rejoin your friends?
Yeah. So apparently there's a male tiefling that looks a little bit like me on the continent.
Surely that can't be a coincidence.
Apparently he's not as tiefling as me. Same colour though.
Seriously, I bet you guys 40 gold that the Diogar are the first to bite it.
I don't have 40 gold.
Do you say that quietly at all?
No.
Okay.
Oriana sat there like contemplating it.
Oh yeah. They hear you. As you can see, like the three remaining Durgar just kind of death staring at Sepsis right now.
20 gold says they make it to the end.
The
At least
half-elf,
one of them.
you can see the half-elf shoulders kind of jogging up and down slightly, as if they're stifling laughter, but no sound comes from.
What you're saying they'll make it to the end, the other side? At least
No.
one of them.
No, the end of tomorrow.
Oh.
At least one has got to make it to the end of tomorrow, right?
Not including the half elf.
Oh god, no. The half elf
you're
will
wrong.
probably see us right the way through.
Ace is going to lean over to Ori and just very, subtly whisper, "This is like we want right now."
I'm on their side. I think they can make it.
Then
To
Okay.
tomorrow.
I will take that bet. 40 gold.
Well, 20. Yeah, alright, 40.
One of the Durgar stands up, and his friends do not try and hold him back, but as he stalks over towards you, you hear a loud clap from over next to the ruined wall of the temple. And the younger of the two elves is standing there, bringing everyone to attention. If you've all done with your rest, healed yourselves up, healed your wounds, we are ready to go below.
Yeah.
I've had words with many of you. My master has had words with others. You know of the dangers below. Keep a watch out. Be careful. And many of you may come through this.
Not them, no.
I turn to just my party. I'd say, oh, by the way, really don't die down there.
I sort of nod at Oriana.
We'll do our best.
Your souls won't come up from there. You won't move on.
Halflings, are there enough of you to go first and move silently and scout out the way? And one of the female halflings, scarred face, steps forward. I think we'll be alright down there.
Do you need me to throw you?
The one you threw is actually still alive and just kind of cowers a little bit more.
Just cover some ground a bit faster.
Hides behind one of his friends. No, I think that we're good on our legs. We're all right. Though we could probably use the help of those who, have in times gone past been more comfortable underground. And she looks at the Duergar, who is still death staring at Sepsis, completely ignoring this entire conversation. And the Duergar do kind of nod. Aye, right enough. We'll help you.
Don't forget, if you make it to the end of tomorrow, you get 20 gold.
Hey,
Make it to the end of this and you get 40. That's 60 gold.
They look confused now because they want to be angry with you, but they do like gold. And
Make it through all of this and it's 60 gold.
And you could almost see the cogs turning in their heads, and they just give up on whatever you're saying, give up on your conversation, and move to the head of the queue. You can see then the halflings and the Duergar do step forward into the ruined temple and immediately drop out of sight. It seems that the inside of the temple is a lot lower down. And as the various groups, yours going last, makes your way into the temple, you do see 3 huge corpses that look almost like stone, or like a mishmash of stones, but you can see that there are quite obvious claws and teeth and a huge maw in the center of one of these stones, as if it has a disjointed, random numbers of arms and legs, all seem to be made of pebbles and earth. And these are, as you have, or as you intuited before, the dead Zorn, the tunnelers, the rock creatures that you were told about. The inside of the temple is destroyed. No pews, no altar, nothing. It all looks to be made of just decomposing stone-like flesh. It seems to be the nest of the Zorn, and you can see there is a hole where you would expect an altar to be, that descends down gradually the slope into the darkness. The Duergar and the halfling are nowhere to be seen. They seem to have made their way down already. The knights take the lead after
It's
them.
gravy time.
Orcs next, other dragonborn, and the 2 elves, the 2 separate cloaked elves, go down in front of you. And you are left alone in the temple. Do you follow?
Into the unknown.
Yeah, I just walk forward and follow Ace. I make sure Ace is in front there.
That is the second Frozen 2 reference that I've made. Thank you very much.
Try not to ruin it. Okay. So, remind me, how are you all seeing in the dark?
Goggles.
Goggles.
Yes, you made 2 sets of goggles. Ori, you've got dark vision.
Tiefling.
Texas, you've got dark vision.
How am I seeing in the dark? My eyes.
With my arm.
Extremely well is the answer.
I was
For the
only
first part
recently
of this
informed
journey,
about
then,
goggles.
as you descend below the ground of the temple, you see earth, and it falls away. The tunnel is maybe 10 foot tall, just under 10 foot wide. It falls away on the sides, just below the temple. You can see further into the distance then into the darkness. It's broken through catacombs. Old, decaying coffins seem to be down there. You can see in the shadows the shape of a sarcophagus, stylized with a humanoid form on top. The sarcophagus has long ago been broken. Whatever was inside it, either escaping or stolen. You continue to descend as you see in front of you a few torches. You go further down, it is less now broken earth and more hard-packed stone. The ground below you is gravelly, and you can see that this stone has been kind of dug out, almost digested and left as the ground. It is not slippery at this point because the slope is quite gradual, but you can see smaller tunnels then shooting off to each side. Not big enough for many of you to get down. Sepsis would have an easier time, but it appears that your main party is going straight down. The ground and the walls around you change quite suddenly after maybe about 20 minutes of walking. It gets much more open. It's maybe about 20 feet tall now, 15 feet wide, and you appear to have happened upon a naturally forming tunnel. Up until now, the roof above you has been smooth, but you can see now that there are stalactites and stalagmites that have started to form on the ceiling and floor, and you pick your way around them. Most of the stalagmites have been broken, kicked apart, some recent, some old. The stalagmites, though, are, again, they're still dripping. The walls around you are wet, and the ground is a lot more hard-packed. Again, it seems not perfectly straight that is winding, but you are in one tunnel. Small little offshoots created by smaller creatures, most of them too small for any of you to get down. But it takes another maybe 20 minutes to half an hour until the landscape changes again. And you find yourself breaking through, or breaking out of a tunnel, and you can see almost all of your companions standing there in a large group, and the ceiling has disappeared. It appears an hour of walking down, you've come to a point in the ground where even Sepsis's dark vision, 120 feet, cannot see the ceiling above. The room itself, though, is only about 60 feet wide. The main thing that draws your attention is that the tunnel you have entered through is one of maybe 15 different tunnels that lead off. You can see that some of them gradually go up, some of them go straight into darkness, and some of them descend further into the ground. The two knights ahead of your group are standing there. Durgar and the halflings nowhere to be seen. They've covered some of these tunnels, and they've already gone down them to just try and determine where they go. Each one of the tunnels, though, looks smooth. The mouth is almost perfectly circular. It's about 15 to 20 feet wide. They do not look like natural formations. They look like portals that have been cut into the stone. You can see the ground around them, or ground below each tunnel, is chewed up.
Could you repeat that last bit? The ground below is what?
The ground around you is, and at the mouth of each one of these tunnels is chewed up and disturbed.
Can I roll a nature check on that?
Yeah.
It's going to be a 6. This dice isn't going to roll again tonight.
Ori, with your roll on purple worms earlier, it's not a massive jump of the imagination to believe that a lot of these tunnels were created by purple wounds. And this seems to be just a turning point. This cavern that you seem to have walked into seems to be like just a junction. And they seem to come here and then pick a new direction. You can now see what Benkin meant when he mentioned the tactics of the Drow, trying to confuse people.
Yeah. This is interesting. Have we considered what might happen if we come head on with one of these worms?
Hopefully the Durgar will be up front and I'll win my bet.
One of the elves that was walking in front of you turns at what you say. Well, I suppose if you're at the front, we'll all make it out quite well. I believe most of us are faster than the lot of you. And that's obviously why we would have brought your servants. As he says,
Ace is
servants,
gonna,
all
yeah,
of you
Ace is
can
gonna
hear
clutch
meat
it.
shields in your head.
Yeah, Ace is gonna clutch at their hilt at the word servant.
So, some of you, the more intelligent ones, might want to make absolutely sure that both of them make it out of here. Because some of us, not necessarily me, but some of us would do quite well with the reward for your capture.
Hey, what's your name?
My name?
Yeah.
My name's Kaelin.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Kaelin.
If Ace had a death note, Kaelin would go in it.
Just saying, watch your back.
And I'm just
Kaelin.
saying it's been a pleasure meeting you.
For some of
Kaelin,
us, yes.
do you know, I have a little bit of a thing I know about the down here. Are you religious at all? Or ever wondered what happens to you after you die?
I know what happens to me after I die.
And what's that?
I do not feel like sharing the secrets of the elves with you today.
Oh, well, I'm going to show you what's going to happen to you if you die down here. And that's nothing. You're trapped. That's it. Just complete darkness for all eternity. Just cold and alone. And if you threaten my friends again, I'll make sure you stay down here, cold and alone.
Well, I was just trying to be neighbourly.
I'm
Not
not.
very good at it.
Let me roll intimidation, bitch.
Let her roll, you coward.
Roll an intimidation check.
That is 25.
As you're speaking, your wings, the little claws on the elbow of the wing kind of uncross from across your collarbones. And at the end of your speech, your wings just flare to encompass your friends and kind of shield them from his sight. And you just seem like 3 times as large all of a sudden. And he does slightly cower away from you.
Reward won't be worth it.
I take your advice. I will endeavour not to threaten you or your friends ever again.
And if you could stay 10 foot away at all time?
I
Minimum?
will keep whatever distance you require.
6 foot under?
And he steps like 2 more steps back and turns back to the rest of the group. Everyone roll a perception check. Everyone wants to.
Right, that dice is out.
I like this dice.
She's only an 11.
That's 18.
18.
18.
5. 18. Okay. Ace and Ori. Very few of the people in this cavern or still there have heard or been listening to your conversation. You do again, though, see the shoulders of the half-elf kind of bumping up and down. They have been left in the care, and no chains have been handed to one of the automatons, one of the large metal creatures. And their shoulders are kind of bumping up and down as if they're trying to stifle laughter, and you can see that their head is slightly turned in your direction. They do seem to be too far away, really, to be able to have heard your conversation, so it's strange that they have, and you take note of that.
Let it be a warning to everyone.
The knights turn and address the crowd. The halflings have gone in pairs. The Durgar in a group of 3.
Isn't that all that's left of them?
Unfortunately, at this time, yes. I would request volunteers to cover the tunnels that have not yet been checked.
Can I just stare at the elf that turned to look at us going, you'd like to do that, wouldn't you?
He's not looking in your direction anymore.
We can do that, but we formed a bond with one of the guardsmen, and it would be wonderful if Kaelin could accompany us.
And honestly, really, you should have somebody keeping an eye on us.
I am desperately trying not to laugh. I'm sitting there going,
We are, after all, wanted felons.
Very well. Kaelin, what say you?
Yeah, Kaelin?
What say you?
I have injured my leg on the way down here. I took a
That's
tumble.
okay, we have a healer.
Fix that?
I wouldn't want you to use...
Oh, it's nothing. It's trivial.
And I wouldn't want you to use any of your energies. But I'll just stay here and try and work out a way to make a support for my leg. And I'll just stay here.
Coward.
I would feel ever so much safer if he could come with us.
Kane, whatever is going on between you, I don't care. We do not have the time for these childish games that seem to be going on here. Whatever has happened, I want it to stop now, and I would like you to volunteer to pick a tunnel.
That one.
Those 4 there are covered by the halflings. That one there is covered by the Durgar. Please pick. You want that one?
that's fun.
That one.
Do you want a tunnel that ascends, goes straight, or descends?
Go straight. That is the only time I will ever say that. I want the one that goes straight.
I rolled for randomness and I got go straight.
Right. Okay. Very well. Scout for half an hour and then return. Do you have a way of keeping time down here?
Yes.
Very well. Then good luck and be careful.
Okay.
And you, as one, make your way into the tunnel.
How dangerous do you think it would be to light a pipe down here?
I would say that it's
Medium.
a sight more than upstairs.
Yeah, okay.
I sort of go to answer and then realise I'm still mad at Ori and sort of go,
As much as anything, I think it would be visible quite a distance away.
Now that makes sense. I take Honey out and put him on the floor so he can sort of sniff around. You know, new sense enrichment.
I'm not sure this will be the sort of scent he'd enjoy.
You all can smell everything down here. It just smells very damp, very earthy. There is a breeze coming towards you as you walk into this tunnel. The breeze is quite, apart from the slightly damp smell, it's quite fresh and cooling. And as you make your way, the hubbub going on in the cavern behind you kind of dies down until it is almost completely gone, silent.
Can I see any signs of creatures moving or any tracks that would alert us that there might be something down here?
Absolutely. Roll me a survival check.
Can we try a different dice than the one that's given me 3 ones in a row? Oh, yes, we shall. Oh, well, good, a 3. 10.
10. Okay. There are tracks. You have absolutely no idea what could have made them.
Yeah.
It's either small claws or one large jagged claw. You can't really tell. But they seem old. You can't really tell how old. Yesterday, last year, you're not quite certain. But there are tracks. You just can't determine anything more than that.
Okay.
You keep on going. The tunnel itself winds. It is not entirely straight. It was for maybe 100 feet, and then it just starts ebbing left, right. It doesn't really descend or ascend. You do seem to be on completely level footing as you continue along the tunnel.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start sending Worm ahead.
Okay.
You know, just so he goes around the next corner before us.
Cool. Okay. So after about 20 minutes of walking then, I need Worm to make a perception check. How far ahead do you want him?
Just around the next corner, so he's always, you know, one turn ahead of us.
Got you. Okay.
And he's invisible, flying.
Cool.
Oh, that's a natural 20. Total of 21.
Okay. You can feel through your telepathic bond with Worm that he has stopped. But
Hello?
there is a something up ahead.
Something, you say?
Yeah.
What variety of something?
Dead things in the temple.
Moving dead or normal dead?
No. You know those big rock creatures from the temple?
Oh, there's a Zorn.
Yes. That thing.
I see.
Only one.
A living one.
Yes. It's moving, heading away slowly.
Away from us.
Yeah, down this tunnel.
Interesting. And did you say we've been scouting for about half an hour?
No, it's 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Okay, I'll quietly let my party know there's a Zorn
It's
ahead.
at the door of a wide, big room.
At the entrance to a large room, apparently.
Larger than this, larger than the tunnel.
Is it moving towards us or away, Sepsis?
Away towards the room.
Well, we're starting to run out of time. Maybe we should turn back and let them know that there's a room up ahead down this way in a zone.
Near water.
Apparently there's water in it.
And there's water up there. We can let them know that.
It might be the best idea.
I'm not comfortable going and exploring a room without telling others.
No?
No. As much as I despise some of the people back there, they are backup, and they do need to know what's going on.
Yes, I just, you know. Don't you want to fight a Zorn?
Not right now.
Did you see how many arms they have?
Also, Sepsis, we get to find out soon if the Durgal came back.
Oh, well, we've got over 24 hours to wait for the bet. That's fine.
Yeah, but what if they haven't come back now? Then you get your gold sooner.
I mean, I was really just trying to start a fight back there. I don't know if that came across.
It did.
I still am going to hold you to the bet, but
I figured as much. But let's be honest, at this point, we're all sharing the same purse.
Is it worth seeing what's in the room before we go back? If we can get one of us to go stealthily, the other one's back.
I could send Creature in.
Yeah, couldn't Creature go and...
Boss,
Yes?
Zone's gone.
Gone where?
Don't know.
Uh-huh.
It went there, it went all stiff, and then disappeared really quickly.
They're rather large. Are you sure? You didn't just...
Sepsis, what's happening?
No, it's gone.
Creature says that the Zorn is gone.
What do you mean, gone?
That's what I said. And apparently it went stiff and then disappeared really quickly, which sounds like a lot of the men you've known.
You little? I mean, you're not wrong. Except it's normally me that's gone. Well, can they teleport? Go invisible?
I have no idea. How far ahead was the Zorn from us, Sepsis?
How far ahead was the Zorn from us, Richard?
Maybe 100 feet.
About 100 feet.
How fast do those things move?
I don't know.
Right,
what do we know about Zorn?
Yeah, help me out here.
Roll a nature check.
Shall.
Shell also and got
16.
$17.
2.
They are not fast movers. Even when walking or burrowing, they can... You equate it to, in the time you guys could move 30 feet, they could move 20.
And we don't, to the best of our knowledge, they don't teleport or go invisible.
To the best of your knowledge, they do not do either of those things. However, it has been... it's been suggested in the works that some of you have read that they can camouflage instead.
So it could very well still be there. And we just can't see it.
Worm, could you go into the room through the door and let me know what's going on in there?
Yeah.
Invisibly and stealthily.
What now?
Well, I mean, you know, if you've got a prior engagement or something.
All right. Yeah. Roll a stealth check with advantage for me.
Ooh, that's going to be high. Stealth is 23.
Okay. So he moves forward. Do you want to look through his eyes?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So as you see then, very much the same tunnel that you are currently standing in, though it has straightened out and has stopped weaving left and right. But you do see then the wall kind of in front of you disappear, the tunnels do end, and you cannot see the wall opposite. It is too far away. As Worm kind of glides silently out into the giant cavern, again, even for Worm, the ceiling above, too far away. This room seems to be, or what you found is an underground lake. The water expands out in front of you, as far as one can see, and to the right. Again, as far as one can see, There is no passage around. However, to the left, there does seem to be a stone kind of path that hugs the wall and does go around the lake. He can just make out, as he's looking at the water, structures that seem to jut above the water from long broken ruins that are now completely submerged. The zone is nowhere to be seen unless you want to try and make a further perception check. Now you're in the room.
You're muted.
I will make one, yes. 5.
No perception. There's no sign of the zone at all in front of you. But
I had a feeling that there might not be.
he does turn around to you and say, he didn't move to hide, boss. He just went stiff and shot forward.
Into the room.
Well, looking at this, and he kind of looks down at the floor in front of him, and the path that's just out of the water, kind of raised above the water's edge, is maybe 10 feet wide. As it goes to the left, it does then widen to about 20 feet, but directly in front of you is only 10 feet, and then it's the water. So as the Zorn was standing there, if he shot forward, he's in the water. And from your nature roll, you're not that versed in Zorn, but you're pretty sure most of them don't tend to go for a swim.
Apparently the Zorn's taking a bath, and that doesn't seem particularly in character for them. Anyway, there's an underground lake up there.
Perhaps
Hey.
you can't hear us, can you, Greg?
Yes, no, I've
Yes,
come out of it to
absolutely.
talk to you.
Okay, I was going to say perhaps
Strange.
something pulled the Zorn into the water.
Apparently it went stiff and then shot forward into the water, so
Makes sense if something
it's
caught it.
possible that something grabbed it and pulled it.
Well,
Let me just check with creature. I ask, Worm, is it possible that something grabbed it from in front?
Didn't see.
No, I suppose you didn't.
Well, what do you want from me, boss? It's all greys. And with a little bit of black to break up the terrain. What do you want?
You're getting
Septus,
lippy again.
we need to head back.
Sorry, boss. Sorry.
Well, we can head back if you want, or we can investigate the underground lake up ahead. Seems
Yes.
interesting to me.
It is
It's got
coming
a-
up. It
a
is
half
coming up
hour.
on the half an hour that you've been sent out.
We need to get back. We can let them know what's up here and then see if we can come back, but we need to get back to the...
You guys are no fun.
I know. Come on. Wait. Was that elf called Kaelin?
Uh-huh.
Isn't that the same name as the one that tried to take me out to dinner? That took the bet?
Yes.
I have no recollection of that elf.
I wonder if they're related.
And is Kaelin a surname, or is it a first name?
Maybe it's a common elf name, like
Maybe.
John, but for
Stephen.
elves.
It didn't look like the same elf.
It wasn't, but it is now. Fuck, it is now. You're going to need so many more Kalins. Thanks. Very helpful.
Was that not an intentional double naming?
No, not at all. But now absolutely.
Now it is.
It's like John. I've got to think of one to cover like Dave and Pete.
Everyone knows him.
Tom, Dick,
Everyone
and
has a
Harry.
mate called Caitlin.
Yeah. It's like, we've come for the party. Oh, do you know anyone here? Yeah, I'm Kaylin's mate. Oh yeah, come in. There's always going to be a Kaelin.
Always going to be a Kaelin.
Okay, so are you traveling back?
Yes.
Are you bringing Wim with you?
Yes.
Okay.
In
You make
fact,
your way
ahead
back.
of us,
Okay.
same as on the way there.
You make your way back. The terrain completely unchanged, as expected. Tracks, your own. Nothing else is added to them. And again, it takes you maybe stalking slightly quicker. Now you know the route. Takes you about 20 minutes to get back. You find that you are one of the first groups back, beaten only by the 3 Durgar,
Wow.
who are still alive.
They
One of the
haven't gone
guard,
far enough, have they?
Fives is standing there, holding the chain of the half-elf in exactly the same place as you saw them before you left. They don't seem to have moved. You are shortly joined by the half-orcs coming out of one of the other tunnels.
Right.
The half-orcs are covered in mucus.
Oh, gross.
I'm glad we didn't choose that tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think the steel would have done well in that.
A nest.
Ooze nest.
Ooze. Oh, okay.
Does not taste good. And kind of wipes his mouth again. You can see that there is a coating of mucus all over him.
I cast precipitation on all of them.
Precipitation.
Precipitation.
You make it rain on all.
Yeah.
Making
No,
it rain.
precipitation. Look, shut up, okay? Don't make fun of me tonight. I am a fragile human being right now.
You cast precipitation. You wave your hand at them, and the ooze, though the process is slow, does eventually.
They are the cleanest they have ever been.
They are.
Never will be.
Cheers.
I wink at them.
And they kind of. I don't smell right.
Mm,
Roll
you
on
smell
the
better.
Like a mama bird with their baby birds.
Hang on.
Doesn't smell like
And he
my
puts
bird.
his hand under his armpit, rubs his armpit, and then rubs just under his nose, and then sniffs again. That's better.
Of course.
Okay. Anyway. I turn to the Durgar and just smile at them.
They are battered, covered in like rock dust. One of them is limping slightly, but they haven't got their weapons drawn. They don't seem to be bloody. They're just.
What happened to you guys?
These are rockfalls who was.
Alex.
Come again?
Rockfall.
Well, you were supposed to be good underground.
Like, the Durgar haven't lived underground for a very long time. We spent
thought
a while.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought one of you was called Rock.
No, there was a rock fall.
Oh, so it wasn't just one of you fell.
Oh, yeah, I see what you.
When
I
the
see what
elves,
you get.
when the elves invited our ancestors out from beneath over 1,000 years ago, when we made the treaty, and the dwarves took our place. We're still comfortable underground, but you know, it's a while since many of us have been back.
Thank you for getting your exposition out while you still can.
Hey, they seem like
You're welcome.
I don't really think they've done anything to deserve this, you know.
Oh, it's only teasing.
Oh, that last barb from Greg wasn't for the Durgar, that was for me.
Yeah.
No, it was for them. I said it in character.
Okay.
Can I do something a bit odd?
Yeah. It's D&D. Why are you asking?
Five,
We can't ever not do that.
Five spoke, didn't he, at one point, even if just one word?
Mm.
Can I just wander over to him for a second? Sort of very quietly. I just want to say to him, what's west of Avalon? Just curious, while we wait for people.
He turns his head to you. Nothing. And then turns back.
What does the half-elf do?
The half-elf?
Hmm.
Roll a perception check.
With glee, 23.
You know, Millie, it's going to be less impressive when you find someone who answers that question with something other than "there's nothing west of Avalon" if you ask every single fucking person we know.
I'm asking for a reason.
I mean, Oriana's the one that shouted it out into a couple of rooms.
Ooh, 24, actually. My perception's gone up recently. 24.
Okay. No discernible sound comes from the half-elf, but you do, as you ask the question, as you get to the end of the question, you hear a shuffle, and your eyes try and find the sound, and they drop down, and you can see her hands are making shapes slowly, and then they go back under the cloak.
Interesting. And I sort of pat Fives on the arm and then go back over to my friends. I was actually trying to find out if the half-elf was mute or not. I was curious. I thought it was the easiest way to see if they could talk.
Looks like they might talk with their hands.
It does.
Do you want to roll an intelligence check?
Yeah. Absolutely, although that is very, very cocked. Intelligence check is... I've lost my intelligence. I don't have any. Intelligence check is going to be 18.
It did appear that they were trying to communicate somehow with their hands, if involuntarily. But their hands did make certain shapes, and with the striking motion, one motion that may have been the cross of a compass with more emphasis on a western direction, you can pretty much slightly translate that maybe they were trying to signal with their hands that there was nothing west of Avalon.
That's what I inferred. Okay. Thank you. That's all I wanted.
I wonder how that works for vocal components in a spell.
Depends if they're a magic user, I suppose.
Hey, you spoke to me.
Try not to treat me like a slave. We won't argue again, but I love you and I don't want you to die.
I wasn't treating you like a slave. I was just trying to save you from yourself. But who gives a damn? We're down here now.
You were trying to save me from myself by taking away my choice. You can't do that. Everyone else does. I don't want that.
Right, I tell you what, next time you want to run out into the street, go for it.
I did, and I was fine, Ari. I'm not stupid.
Yeah, just because you're okay once or twice doesn't mean you're always going to be. But I'm the bad guy for looking out for you. Who cares? You can do what the fuck you like down here.
Okay, you're not making this easy. I was trying to say, I understand you were concerned, but talk to me about it. Don't take away my choice.
And don't accuse me of treating you like a slave.
You did. I told you I wanted the key to leave the room.
Don't take my concern and say I'm treating you like a slave.
I told you I wanted to do something. You said no. You can't tell me no. You're not.
Well, I tell you what, then every single parent treats their child as a slave.
You're not my parent. You're my friend. There's a big difference. I've never once turned around to you and said, no, you can't do that. I wouldn't do that because that's not how.
Yes, you have. You've told me several times I can't do things. You told me I couldn't go after Ace's dad.
I told you you shouldn't go after Ace's dad because...
No, you told me specifically, do not do that. It will mentally scar Ace.
But I gave you a
And
reason.
I didn't.
You just said no and took the key and said I couldn't have it. That's where it was unfair.
Can I ask a question? Is Ace now actively trying to hide in their armor?
Yes.
Okay.
Think of this as the coif.
Right, okay.
And they are...
I looked at Ace and sort of go, Ori, I love you. I just don't say no like that. The way you did it, it was badly done and it hurt my feelings and it made me very angry.
It was purely out of concern, and all I am asking is never accuse me of treating you like a slave again.
Then don't do it and we'll be okay. It was the first and only time. It was the first and only time you took my choice away. You can't do that. Everyone else is doing that. Can you imagine how that feels? Every time you try and make a decision or you want to do something, you can't make that choice. You and Sepsis have to speak for me all the time, and that's okay. And I don't mind, and I'll do it for other people. But when I was speaking directly to you, you took my choice away and made it that I wasn't allowed
I never took your choice away. If I completely took your choice away, you wouldn't have left the room that night.
You wanted to, until I made you mad and you threw the key at me, and then it bounced off my head.
Well, yeah, do you think I'd have done that if you were my slave?
Some people would. It would be a very
Nice,
mild...
if you were my slave, you wouldn't have left the room.
I don't think
You wouldn't be here right now.
I don't think you think of me as a slave. I'm just saying, be careful how you word things. I'm sensitive to things like that at the moment because everyone takes my choice away. And my friend took my choice away too. Ace came with me. That was okay. And we had a nice time. We did some map drawing. It wasn't particularly exciting. I was never going to go far. But you didn't ask me what I wanted to do. I just said I wanted to go for a walk. And you said no. You can't just say, you told me you were going for a walk. I'd go, okay, do you want some company? Or something like that. I wouldn't just say...
Because if I go for a walk, it doesn't mean someone's might attempt to kill me at any second.
No more so than me. I'm owned, so to speak. I'm as safe as a human can be, but I still have to...
Which isn't safe.
But I have to...
Even down here now, where I have to threaten people to leave you alone.
And thank you for that. I appreciated it, but I have to have the little bit of freedom I still have. And it felt like you took that away from me, and it was so frustrating to feel that the person I trust...
I understand that I took a choice from you, but don't say I treated you like a slave.
Just for that
I
second.
never give you orders or tell you to do something. I have never beaten you for not doing something.
No, but you told me
All I did was say, no, I don't want you going out. You could have taken the key out of my hand for all I cared, but you kicked off instead.
Because you didn't say, no, I don't want you to go out. You said, no, you can't go out.
No, actually, I just said no.
That's not better, Ori. Talk to me about it. Don't just say no. You're not my mother. You're not my owner. You're my friend.
No, it's fine. It's gone. You just never accuse me of treating anyone like a slave again, and I'll never tell you I will never tell you that you shouldn't do something because it might hurt you.
You know that's not what I mean.
Yeah, whatever. I walk off.
As you turn...
You too. And I go and sit in a corner.
As you turn, both of you, from the conversation, you have an audience.
That's fine.
Almost everyone is back. No one has said a word.
Oh, everyone survived.
Everyone survived. They're all in various states of disarray, and they're all just kind of standing at the edge of all of the tunnels that they've come back out of. And the two knights are both standing there looking at you quizzically. So, does anyone have anything to report?
You're muted, Greg.
Underground lake.
And on that note, we are going to take a break.
Yeah, I've got a puppy to check on.
Yes,
I love you,
Millie! Oh yeah, dude, obviously. The entire argument is in character. But yes, 9 o'clock is our standard break time. And I think that's as good a place as any to leave it for 15 minutes. We will be back very quickly. Please, if you can, or if you get a chance, please spend this 15 minutes. Pop over to Facebook, type in Heavyweight Gaming, exactly as it's spelled here, or if AD wants to stick it in the chat, please follow the link to the charity stream that is going to be happening Bank Holiday weekend, or the last weekend in August, for a bit more information. So please check it out. Oh, sorry, yes, follow. Use the follow button below the stream. Yes, apologize, do that instead. But yeah, go check it out. It's going to be for 3 incredible causes, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. So please go find a bit more information there. But yes, we're going to go take a break. But thank you. Stick around. We'll be back in about 15.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome back. Sorry, welcome back to part 2 of episode 34 of the Chronicles of Nidum. Where we left off in part 1, you had just returned from a scouting mission. Many of your party and your new adventuring companions on this quest had gone into different tunnels and trying to find a way forward. And now you've all returned to the central cavern. You're about to undergo the debriefing. So, the last question asked was, has anyone found anything interesting?
Oh,
Okay.
I said
just stick my hand up.
I said Underground Lake already. That happened just before we.
Underground Lake, okay. There are a couple of other hands raised, but the mention of an underground lake does pique both of the knights' interest, and they kind of look at you. Yes, scaly one.
Rude.
I have a name.
Sorry, my young friend is terrible with names. Sepsis, was it?
It was.
Please, what have you found?
I mean, does that mean he just calls me the horny one? I mean, true, but
An underground lake.
How large?
How large was it?
Further across than you could see, than you or Worm could see.
Further than I could see, obviously in the dark. But
How far can you see, my friend?
pretty far. Have over 100 feet certainly. So it was a sizable lake.
Were there any structures?
There were, weren't there? You said there were. Yes,
temple.
Ruins jutting above the water.
indeed.
He turns to his apprentice, and you can see them whispering to each other.
I send Worm over to listen.
Okay. Roll a stealth check for Worm with advantage.
Oof, 16.
With advantage, dude.
Yeah, and +5.
As Worm goes over, you can hear just the whisper of it, that his wings flap and scratch one stalactite. It's close to them, and you see the older one kind of glance up and train his eyes on the ceiling. He's not looking directly at Worm, but he senses something's there. What do you want Worm to do?
Stay very still.
Okay. Roll a perception check for Worm then, because they are still whispering.
Never mind. 4.
Jesus.
Okay. And he turns back to the rest of the group. We are aware of this lake, I think. We've been there before. Well, long ago. If it's the lake I'm thinking of, it should have a path around one side. On the other side of the path should lead us to more recognizable tunnels, perhaps a section of the map that we can follow for a while.
There was a path. It might be worth a word of warning. There was a Zorn ahead of us in the tunnel, and it suddenly stiffened and shot forward into the cavern containing the lake. And when I investigated, we could no longer see the Zorn. So I don't know if it. I believe it may have been pulled under by something.
No. And the Durgar pipes up next to you. Zorn just like, they like a swim.
Is that true?
I'm a Durgar.
Agreed.
My people lived underground for years. Of course
Not
it's
recently.
true.
Can I insight check against if he truly believes that Zorn enjoy a paddle?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I don't have D&D Beyond open, but that's a really good score. Hang on.
-5.
19.
Fucking hell, you rolled a 24.
No, I rolled an 18. I've got a whole +1.
He believes, you can see he's uncertain. He's pretty sure he is remembering it correctly, but he's not entirely sure he's remembering the information correctly.
I very quietly turn to Septus and go, he's not 100% sure on that.
Well, if you believe that to be the case, then you should walk first into the cavern.
Well, aye.
Excellent.
That's what my granddad told me, so I'll go.
I'm sure your granddad was very reliable.
Well, aye. Till he was hung.
Hanged.
Hung.
Hanged.
Well, he was up in a rope and hanging, so he was
Yes.
hung.
The correct past tense of that.
Oh, that is not the hung I was thinking of.
That's an in-character cackle, just so you know.
Well, there may be other passages. Was there anyone else who had any luck finding a way through, or finding something more promising? Everyone kind of looks around at each other. I believe you told us not to descend too far. Yes, that's exactly what I told you. Well, unfortunately, most of the tunnels we chose then tended to drop off quite quickly. There's like some chasm over there that joins a lot of those tunnels. It's quite wide. You can't see like the other side of whether there's like another tunnel, but I doubt it. We are aware of the chasm, though strange that there should be landings. And all the halflings just kind of shake their head, almost in unison. Then the landscape has changed much since the last time we were here. I believe we should go with what is familiar. What say the rest of you?
Sure. Go for it.
I mutter to Ace. I don't think we get an opinion.
I don't think so either.
You lead, we follow.
Very well. Which tunnel was yours?
That one.
I point.
As you say that. And they nod, or he nods in thanks to you, and they both take the lead and stalk off. The orcs follow them quite quickly. The halflings back them up. The two elves, then, you can see them hold up their hands, or the two hooded elves, and they hold up their hands in front of the Durga. She does not go before us. And they point at the half-elf, and they move off down the tunnel.
Heaven forbid.
The Durga look at you. Are you going to go ahead of them, or wait for them to go?
I'm sure that this gentleman said that he would walk first into the cavern.
Hmm.
And I have no problem with her going ahead of us.
Well, aye, but the elves went first, so fine. And he just slaps his companions on the back, grabs the chain of the half-elf, and drags her into the tunnel. Do you back them up?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
Why
still.
are the elves so up themselves about the half-breed?
Let's be honest, Ari. They're up themselves about pretty much everything.
Well, one of them was up a human.
I choked on my squash.
You don't like to be reminded of that. And
Ah.
you see one of the Durga at the back, younger than the other two that are left.
I mean, if that's the case, there's precautions you can take.
Well, moon tea and that, but they don't like to be reminded that one of them lowered themselves that far.
I
Yes.
mean, you don't necessarily have to lower yourself. There's a lot that could be done stood up.
And you can see from their hesitation, they're quite young for a dwarf and probably quite inexperienced in this, that kind of scenario. It's a lot harder if you're a dwarf. Excuse me.
Oh, I know.
And he just kind of walks off. How close are you following?
We'll keep them inside.
Yeah.
I want to stay within, sort of close enough to protect the half-elf if needed.
Okay. So they're traveling maybe 20, 30 feet away.
Yeah.
Leaving space. Yeah. Okay. So again, takes you are familiar, but the groups in front of you seem to be stalking quite quickly, following the elves who are a lot more sure-footed down here. As you make your way then out of the tunnel again, the elves have already taken the left turn around the path and are making their way as far as some of you can see down the path. They seem to be moving a lot slower now. And as you follow then the Durgar directly in front of you, you're stepping onto stones that are wet and slick, and you find that you are having difficulty holding your footing, so you match speed as well. You find you are moving at around about half speed as normal, just to keep a level footing. As you progress, I want everyone to roll me a perception check.
It's cocked. It's a shame because it was better.
10.
That is a dirty 20.
16.
16 as well for Worm, and 5 for Sepsis.
Okay. None of you really notice anything amiss. You move on.
Not even with a 20.
Stealthy
You move
motherfucker.
on. As you make your way slightly further forward, the Durgar are moving a lot slower than the rest of you. You seem to be catching up with them. Ace, I want to ask you a question.
Mm.
And this is as Ace. Do you consider the Durgar to be your friends?
They're certainly allies, so I wouldn't go out of my way to harm them.
Okay. But do you, are they friendly? Would you
Friendly, yeah.
help
Not,
them if they were in trouble?
yes.
Okay. As you catch up with the Durgar then, and they get within 30 feet of you, your sword begins to buzz in its scabbard out of sight.
Okay.
And you are alerted to danger.
I'm going to,
Danger.
High voltage.
am I within like sort of reaching distance of the Durgar in front of me?
They're about 20 feet in front of you.
Okay. Then not shouting, but I'll say, hold up. There's something ahead.
Also, as Cedric is vigilant as well, he would be barking.
Vigilant? Sorry?
Cedric essentially has alert.
Okay.
No, it's basically can't be surprised. It's not possible, so he's vigilant.
Cool. Okay. But he can't sense danger coming before it happens.
Well, as he can't be surprised, I'd say, yeah, technically he could.
Okay.
I think the vigilant thing is just always being ready. It's not being able to sense specific stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it means that they can't have a surprise round against you.
Yeah.
You can still be surprised.
As you say then, hold up. The Durgar who hear you stop and turn in your direction to find out what you're trying to alert them to. It is then, Ace, that you see a huge, pale, dripping tentacle lash out of the water, grab one of the Durgar.
Oh no.
Yes.
Second.
I'm going to make 40 gold.
Yep.
If
And
you're going to make 60.
it yanks the Durgar as the Durgar then stiffens immediately as if paralyzed.
Mm.
It yanks the Durgar straight off the path and into the water. Unfortunately, it was the Durgar in the lead, holding the chain of the half-elf. The half-elf
Is
Oh,
the
no.
half-elf close by to me?
rolls a nope. They're about, the half-elf itself is about 40 feet away, or 35 feet away, something like that. The half-elf, unfortunately, fails their strength check and is dragged into the water as well. You see
Okay.
more tentacles start to rise above the water.
Well, I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
And I would like everyone to roll for initiative.
Woohoo!
Jesus, that crap.
Actual decent initiative for once.
Give me a second.
As usual, mine sucks.
Mine's okay.
Mine's 20. What do I do?
Screw the Durg, I'll get the half-elf.
I mean, they're attached.
So say
Only by a chain.
Hmm.
What else you're buzzing?
Yeah, every now
Okay.
and then.
As in, like, an alert on a phone or something else?
No, as in, like,
it's your microphone
microphone.
picking something up from you, I think.
Me?
It might be too
Yeah,
close
when
to the
It
laptop.
happens when you talk.
It might be my new charger. We'll see.
It's only just started doing it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've only just put my phone on the charger. It's a wireless one.
Could be.
I'll take
It's
it
alright.
off and see if it helps. Is it still buzzing now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, weird.
Yeah.
I have just moved my character sheet though to be there, and that made the things all touch each other. Does that make any improvement?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh,
Still
Yeah.
there, but not as loud.
I think it was because all my cables were touching.
Never let the cables.
No touchy.
No touchy. Bad touch.
Ooh.
Oh, tentacle monster, eh?
I'm in armor. I can't go swimming.
Oh
Yeah,
shit, I was meant to warn you about something with a beak.
Me specifically?
No, all of you.
Wow. Good thing you communicated that in a timely fashion.
There was 2 warnings I was supposed to give, and I forgot one of them.
Okay. AD, if you can change us to the battle map. You have. Excellent. Okay. Okay. Before you then, you can
What
see...
happened there, bro? Do you fucking pop to the spar or something?
I was setting up the map.
Yeah. Did you not see him move stuff?
Okay. So before you then, you can see
I am paying
according to
attention,
the map,
looking at my character.
you were at the back, to the left side of the map.
Mhm.
Okay. There we go. You can see just in front of you, there are two kobold figures that are the two remaining Durgar. If you pin, sorry, because we're using Zoom, if you click on the battle map and then pin video.
Yeah, I've got it. It's the textures are quite similar, so it's starting to blur.
Unfortunately. Yeah. And then in front of them are the two elves.
Yeah.
You can see the
Oh, I see them.
half-elf being dragged into the water. All that blackness. Rising out of the water, though, many tentacles now lashing, preparing to attack you. You see this huge, elongated, almost like a kind of worm. It's white, thrashing, pale, practically see-through. The end of it is just a mouth with rows and rows of circular teeth that just go straight back down into its throat. You have never seen this thing before.
Rich, just to check, because I think I missed something. Have the Durgar and the half-elf actually been dragged into its mouth, or are they...
The Durgar cannot. The Durgar that was dragged into the water cannot be seen. The half-elf is currently trying to stay above water.
Okay.
So,
Does this look like the type of thing I was warned about?
no.
boy.
Well, there are many things you were warned about down here. It was kind of a vague.
Well, no, I was warned about
something
a
with
particular creature and about not dying down there.
Oh no, this isn't it.
Okay.
That's not coming from Richard either.
No.
Okay.
No, this is another tentacly thing with a beak
me
that's
with
gonna.
dread.
Okay. Ace, what was your initiative?
Ace's initiative was 20.
Epic. Sepsis?
Sepsis' initiative is a number that I've forgotten because you didn't ask for it for so long. 12.
Dice?
7.
Oriana?
16.
Excellent.
Lovely.
Okay. Ace, as you would expect, you get to go first.
Yeah. Ace is going to... Oh, is there a tentacle on land, or are they all in the water right now?
They're currently all in the water preparing to attack you, preparing to hit.
Can I move closer to the Durgar and prepare Searing Smite and prepare a reaction that if it launches at me, I can hit it with... I can go in for a melee attack.
Absolutely.
Cool. I'm going to cast it at 2nd level as well, okay?
Let me see if I can... See. Okay, so Ace. Move close to the Durgar.
Yep.
Prepare a Searing Smite.
Yep.
If it attacks you, is that the end of your go?
Yes.
Okay. After your go, then. Okay. As you get closer to the water, you see not just the tentacles starting to attack you, but you see then that the water itself at your feet starts to churn all along the shore.
Yeah.
And I would like Ace, Cedric, Dice, Oriana, and Sepsis to roll a strength saving throw.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sorry, did you say dice?
All of you to roll a strength saving throw.
Do we get Ace's bonus on this?
Ace's
Yes.
bonus is anyone within 30 feet, yes?
Yeah.
What is his bonus?
I thought it was 10. I think it's 10, isn't it?
Let me check. Sorry, waiting for it to. Is this protection we're talking about, or is this something else?
No, this is your aura of whatever the fuck.
Aura of warding.
That's the boy.
Sorry, Order of Protection. +3. It's a +3 bonus to all saving throws. Unfortunately, it is 10 feet. None of you get it.
Fine.
Just me.
Cool. Oh, and then I've got very good news.
That
I
was a-
rolled an 8.
That was an absolutely piss poor roll.
Hey,
I got
Was
9.
it dexterity? Was it?
strength.
Oh, strength. Sorry. Yeah. So that was 10.
10.
Yeah.
Is he saving?
Oriana. saving
9.
throw. Oriana got 9.
Yeah, because it's +6, isn't it, on saving throw?
Dice.
I rolled 4.
So sorry, I'm trying to work out mine and Cedric. So Cedric rolled 20, which was nice.
Okay.
Mine though was less good. So mine was, come on. Yeah, mine was a straight 10, but in a bid to try and have whatever's happening not happen, I'm going to use Flash of Genius to add 4 to it.
Okay.
Can I use my inspiration to re-roll that
Yeah,
saving throw?
you absolutely can.
Oh, that's loads better. Thank you. Cool. So I rolled a 16 plus 6 would be.
16. Okay.
I rolled 16 plus 6.
That's fine. Okay. So
I can't maths today.
the water, as it shoots forward, seems to grasp all of you. Ace, Dice, you manage to hold your position. Cedric helping you. Dice, by just like lending a paw, giving you a bit more stability. Unfortunately, the water then does grab and drag the other two Durga.
Bloody Durgars. Did any of them get my +3? Hmm?
I don't think he heard you.
No.
Sepsis and Oriana into the water.
Mr.
20.
DM,
Yeah.
did any of those Durgar get my +3?
Yep.
Oh.
Oh boy.
But they all, so all of the Durgar are now in the water, and Sepsis and Oriana are dragged into the water and 20 feet closer to the monster. It is now. Oriana,
If it struck me, does that mean I attacked?
it didn't strike you. The environment did.
Oh, I see. The water did.
Yeah.
You're still holding your action.
That's
Okay.
why I can't do Hellish Rebuke.
Mm.
Fuck, I wasn't expecting to get pulled in the water. I'm gonna do Thunderclap.
Thunderclap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mostly an attempt to get it to let go of anything.
Okay.
Mostly the half elf, and the half elf can swim back up.
Okay.
It's a Constitution saving throw.
Cool. So you do see the water flare out in front of you and burst up, causing a cloud of mist. However, there we go. And unfortunately, well, do you want to swim closer to it? Because your range on that spell is only 5 feet.
Oh, yeah, screw it, let's go for it.
Okay. You swim closer to the monster.
Yep.
Swimming is difficult, so you're only moving at half of your normal speed, but you can
That's
easily get
fine.
there. It's only about 10 feet away.
Yeah.
And it does. So you are. Oh, Okay. So it rolled a 5.
Unless it's got plus 11,
No, it does not.
then it's taking
It's
1d6.
It's 2d6 because of your
2d6,
level.
oh yeah. That is 5.
5 in total.
5 in total.
Okay, cool.
And then going to fly up and out of the water.
Okay, roll me a athletics check to get up and out of the water and flare your wings and actually fly.
Is 14.
14. Okay. It is a bit of a struggle. You do burst away. So you fly up and out of the water. How high up are you going?
How high can I go?
The ceiling
How
above you.
high?
The ceiling above you is invisible. You cannot see it so far.
Oh.
Okay, well,
I mean,
want.
in terms of movement, how far has she got left? 'Cause she's
Yeah.
moved
oh.
10 feet in water, hasn't she?
Good point. So you've moved.
So I can go 20 feet up.
What's your flying speed?
I don't know if I've got one.
Flying speed is 30
Okay.
feet. You can actually move 5 feet up. So you'd still be in range of the creature.
But I'd be out of the water.
You would, yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Oriana is out of the water. Okay. So, at the end of your go, Oriana, the creature is going to use one of its legendary actions
Mm,
and is going to make a tail attack against you.
cool, go for it.
I had a feeling it was going to have those.
Okay, so that's going to be a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
You take 2, 4, 7 points of bludgeoning damage, but you're still in the air.
And I cast Hellish Rebuke.
Okay,
It attacked me.
absolutely, that's fine.
I can't find it. Where the fuck is Hellish Rebuke gone?
Is it bad that the only thing I can think about is how much that sepsis is going to never let it down that something got them?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hope Sepsis can swim.
Oh God.
So it's a dex saving throw.
Dex saving throw.
Yeah.
Dex saving throw is fucking terrible. It rolled a 4, so for a total of 3.
Yeah, no, that's, yeah.
So roll for damage, please.
Ooh. That is 12 points of damage.
12. Excellent.
12 points of damage, and I'm wreathed in flames because I used fire.
Okay. And there we go. Excellent. Fire again lashes out from you. As you said previously, Oriana is wreathed in flame. Okay. So it is Sepsis go.
Hello. I would like to use the Ring of Spell Storing, which has Misty Step in it.
Okay.
And I would like to pop myself on top of that roof on the left of our map.
Okay, no problem. So you use the spell. You pop up.
Can he
There.
balance it? Can he balance it? Nope. No.
We need some blue tack. Stat.
Uh.
Oh, so close. We have modelling clay / blue tack.
I don't know. He's gone, isn't he?
It's
I
disappeared.
literally chose.
Oh,
I literally chose that roof instead of the path for this reason.
It's gravy time.
My God, Sepsis, you changed the entire layout of the cave!
Amazing.
Okay. So you pop
Powerful
yourself up on
spell.
top of the roof.
Powerful spell, Misty Step.
Yeah, powerful spell. You pop yourself up on the roof nearby.
Right, because the spell came from the Ring of Spell Storing and not
Mhm.
from myself, would you say that I still can only cast cantrips, or am I able to cast a proper spell?
Bear with me. Ring of Spell Story.
It doesn't say explicitly on the ring.
It is otherwise treated as if you cast the spell.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
would say that because it's effectively as if you just cast Misty Step.
Yep, that's fine.
It would have to be a cantrip.
In that case, I'm going to use this little known cantrip that you probably haven't heard of called Eldritch Blast.
Cool. So bonus action Misty Step, Eldritch Blast, roll for attack.
I will. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to roll for attack twice.
Spicy.
I'm probably going to miss both times. That's a 14. And another 14.
Ooh.
I rolled 2 6s.
Unfortunately, both of the Eldritch Blasts sink into the water and there's no sign of an impact. They just seem to have gone straight through.
I hope it hit the Durgar.
Oh,
Is that the end of your
What
go?
did they ever do to you?
Yes, it is the end of my go.
Excellent, no problem.
You don't understand. Sepsis must be the only Durgar.
Okay.
I'm not a Durgar.
It is now.
I
am
know you're
myself now.
not. I know. I know. But Hugin must be the only Durgar.
It is now the creature's turn.
uh-oh.
So it lashes out with 3 of its tentacles.
Okay.
2 are going to lash out at the Duga. 1 is going to lash out at the currently ringed in fire creature standing next to him. So the first 2 are going to be for the Duga in a second. Ooh, natural 20. And the second one for a total of 23. So they both hit. Duga.
Is he the last Durgar?
No, there's 2 of them that you can now see thrashing in the water. So
Are they
Duga.
wearing heavy armor?
They are.
Sweet.
They both fail their Constitution saving first.
Cool.
And they each take 12 bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
Okay. So, the third hit then, towards Oriana. That's going to be a 14.
Hit.
14 hits.
Yeah,
Okay.
hits.
Oriana, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
I can do that. 13.
13.
Yeah.
You are diseased,
Thanks.
Wow.
and you take 9 points of damage.
Cool. He takes
Bludgeoning.
1d4. He takes 1d4 damage.
He does.
4.
Okay.
Sorry, that was 9 damage, yeah?
Yeah, 9 damage in total. Okay.
What does diseased mean in this context, bro? What's the mechanical of that?
You are going to find out.
Oh,
It is Dice's go.
Okay, the half-elf who's in the water, what's happening with the chain attached to them?
It is currently, you cannot see the chain, you cannot see their arms. Their arms are under the water.
Yeah, I'm going to try something a bit weird. I was going to use it on Sepsis or Oriana, but they're okay now. So, I'm going to cast
Deceased.
He's diseased, but I can't do anything about that.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to cast Levitate on the half-elf.
Okay.
Hopefully they won't resist. It's within 60 feet, so I'm close enough, I think.
Okay.
If they want to resist, they need to make a con save. Otherwise, it'll pull them 20 feet straight up. I don't know if it will, because they might be attached to a chain.
Okay. Does it give a weight range?
500 pounds.
£500. Okay. So, feeling a spell then being cast on them, and in the stressed out situation they're in, they have no idea what's going on. They are going to roll a save.
Foolish. That's okay.
Their con save actually fails.
Good.
They rolled a 9 in total, so they are pulled 20 feet straight up out of the water, and you can now see, just bobbing along behind them, a drowned Durga.
I look at it and go, ew. Okay, that's fine. And then
Okay, so they're 20 feet in the air. Anything else you want to do?
bonus action. There's no tentacles currently on the. Okay. Is the Durgar dangling close to land?
The Durgar is currently basically just bobbing in the water.
Basically, I'm asking, could Cedric reach the chain if he got there?
Yeah, it's right next to the edge.
Okay. All right. Then for my bonus action, I'm going to ask Cedric to go and pull the chain to get the half-elf over the land.
Okay, what's Cedric's movement speed?
More than mine. He's so far down in the list. It's really far. Yeah, he's 40 foot.
40 foot, okay. Because of the difficult terrain, it still affects him. He can only move 20 feet. He's not going to get there on this turn.
Okay, that's fine. Take him towards it anyway. That's fine. Okay. That's it.
Cool.
Oh, no, sorry. Last thing. I go, I'm lifting you out the water. Don't struggle. Probably should have said that first. That's it.
From your vantage point then, Sepsis and Oriana.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, no, not Oriana. From your vantage point, Sepsis, you can see two elves that were so mocking of you earlier turn, look at what's going on, and rush forward.
Howard.
They have pegged it.
I'm shocked.
Ace, it's your go.
Okay. And still nothing on the surface of the beastie. It's all underwater, right?
Mm-hmm. The beast has now showed itself above the water, but it's not close
Nothing
enough to you for you
on
to
land.
attack. Nothing of it on land.
Can I, as a bonus action, Misty Step like on its head essentially to attack it and then move back?
You want to try and get on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, ride it, Ace.
Yeah, get on it.
Okay.
I'm not going to be able to lay a hit on it. Unless I use Moonbeam, in which case I would have wasted a spell slot on Searing Smite.
Well, because it's come around to your turn again,
Mm-hmm.
Searing Smite is still running. It's basically until you hit.
Okay.
And it's concentration up to 1 minute, so you'd have to drop the concentration to cast the other spell.
Yeah.
But
that's
yeah,
what I mean.
you would lose the spell.
I would lose it, yeah. My only issue is if I use that as well. Misty Step is another spell slot. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm just going to jump on its head.
So bonus action, you got a bonus action Misty Step.
Yep.
Okay. Ace disappears from where they are standing and arrives
On its noggin.
yes! Arrives on the back of the monster,
I like how
somewhat
triumphant that looks.
precariously.
It's like
It is
perfectly posed for that.
It is incredibly slippery.
Yeah.
I need you to make me a. Well, at the moment, you've got how many attacks? 2 attacks, yeah?
Yeah.
So I need your first attack to be a grapple check, otherwise you're going to fall off.
Grapple check. Okay. Is there a roll I need to do for grapple check?
Yeah, athletics.
Yeah, athletics, please.
That is going to be a 21.
Yeah, it rolled a 7.
Yeah.
So you grab onto part of its flesh and just sink your hand in. You're holding on. It is not effectively grappled, but you are attached. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That is a 14. No, 24. What am I on about? I rolled a 19 and added a 5. Maths are not my strong point today.
You feel then the beginnings of sickness start to seep through your armor, your skin, and start to take hold in your blood. But a burst of radiant energy that you feel just fire your blood.
It's gravy time.
Disease does not manage to take hold.
Yeah, I have defense against all disease anyway, so I would have called Mulligan on that.
Oh, you're immune to all diseases?
I am, yes.
Of course you are. You're a paladin. You kick ass.
Paladin.
Cool. Okay, so with your second attack then, with your second attack action, hit it with Searing Smite. Attempt to anyway.
Attempt to hit it with Searing Smite, yeah. Roll me a con save, please.
Well, you got to hit.
You have to hit first.
Oh yeah, that's true. Minor detail. Ooh, another 19. That is plus.
I reckon that will do it.
Yeah, it's going to be plus 6 to it, so it will be 25 to hit.
Definitely hits. So con saving throw.
Yeah, con saving throw, please.
That's going to be a 19.
No, 19 does save, but you get half on that, I'm pretty sure. I'll double check.
So you still roll your weapon damage.
Yep. And then half damage for that then. So my weapon damage will be...
It's not half, it's your weapon damage plus 1d6.
Oh, 1d6 instead of 2. Okay. Cool. There we go. So we have from just the weapon damage is 9.
9.
And then a 5 on the d6.
Cool. It's not yet looking good.
No, I didn't suspect it would.
Okay. At the end of your turn then. The water surrounding you seems to become, it just seems to churn, and all of you can feel this kind of electrical, not harmful yet, but this almost energy fill the water around you, fill the room. Who's in the water? Unfortunately, just Durga. Okay.
Technically me too.
No, you're okay. And the Durga, unfortunately, goes stiff, stop thrashing, and the 2 remaining living Durga start to sink down into the water. Oriana, you'll go.
It's a lovely rule base, but now it makes hitting it really hard and not hitting you.
It's large enough that you don't get any kind of disadvantage to try and miss Ace. It's fine.
Thanks. I'm gonna hit it with a chromatic orb then.
Okay. Chromatic orb, because it's ranged. If you don't fly away from it,
I'll fly up first.
Okay, so you're going to fly even further up in the air.
Yep. I want to be out of that thing's reach.
30 feet up. However, as you leave then its immediate vicinity, one of its tentacles does lash out at you. For a 13.
Yeah, it hits.
Okay. Let's see. You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Already diseased.
You are already diseased. You can't be diseased again. That's fine.
No, I can't be too diseased.
Okay.
Double diseased.
And you want a chromatic orbit.
I'm going to chromatic orbit.
I'm
And for
assuming
that,
fire damage.
yes, and because of that, I'm going to do it at second level.
Okay. Roll for attack.
That is a nat 20.
Nice.
I don't.
Okay, roll for damage.
So that is 48. So I've only got 3 out of it. Which is 42?
42 points of damage.
Double the dice, isn't it? Yeah?
Yeah.
42 points of damage.
42 points of damage. Okay. Oriana then, severely angered, severely pissed off, and ringed in hellfire, screams out her rage and throws a chromatic orb down at the creature. That in turn screams out in devastating pain as it takes all of that fire damage straight down its mouth. It is now looking very hurt. Almost messed up, one would say.
And I'm
Again, as a
still
reminder for
refilling.
any new watchers, hurt is halfway, messed up is 75%, fucked up is a gust of wind is going to kill it.
I do think I'm still wreathed in flame as well.
You are
and
still wreathed in flame.
I do give off light for 30 feet as well.
You absolutely do.
I'm a chandelier.
Really are. Okay. Seps. Is that the end of your go, Oriana? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sepsis.
How far away did those elves get, just out of interest?
The elves on their turn, because
Yeah.
they used a dash action. They are currently about 100 feet away.
Okay. And was Kaelin one of the elves who dashed away?
Yes, the two hooded elves. Kaelin was one of them.
Excellent. I'm going to... Oh no, that's not far enough. Fine, I'll leave him alone. I am going to fling a ray of sickness at this boy, using the charge in the profane rod of the Pact Keeper.
Okay.
So
Am I going
Ranged
to
spell
be
attack.
No,
Oh,
you're
it's
not.
fine.
It's a
So-
single creature.
it's a spell attack. Sorry, I don't know why. I just rolled 2 dice. Just
In
roll
case
that.
one of them was wrong.
No, yeah, I think I just rolled it as if it was and then I missed the dice tray. I think I just rolled it as if I was rolling Eldritch Blast. Oh, never mind. 13.
13.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the ray does...
Yeah, I'm aware that doesn't hit. You don't have to explain that it.
Ray does shoot out from the end of the wand and just miss the creature in the water as it thrashes around. Anything else on your go?
Yes. Yeah, I'll use. I shall use 2 sorcery points to Eldritchly Blasted as a bonus action.
Quicken spell, Eldritch Blast. Cool, go for it.
Correct. Yeah. And I'm not using either of those dice anymore. Let's try these 2. Okay, that is a 22 and a 17.
22 and a 17.
Yeah.
The first one hits. The second one, unfortunately, just misses.
Bugger.
So the roll damage on the first one.
Shall do. 7 damage.
7.
Yep.
Okay. It is now looking messed up.
I have lost my mojo. It's gone. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
It is now, however, its turn. So it is going to turn all of its attention to the half-elf that is now flying up in the air, and is going to make 2 tentacle attacks on the creature that it can now feel on its back, which is Ace, because everyone else is out of range. So,
Hey, does it have disadvantage on that if it's turned all of its attention to someone other than Ace?
I said it's going to turn all of its attention to the half-elf and Ace.
I'm sure you said it's going to turn all of its attention to the half-elf. Pretty sure.
So with the half-elf, it's a natural 1. 2 attacks against Ace. Okay, that is going to be a 23.
I guess that hits.
And also then an 18.
18 also just hits, yeah.
So, because you're immune to disease,
Mm-hmm.
just the bludgeoning damage. So the first one is going to be 9 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Second one is going to be 14 points of damage.
Okay, I can live with that.
So 23 total.
Mhm.
It is also going to Oriana. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oriana is not wise.
Face.
Nat 20. 21.
Yeah.
Oh, you feel
I like this dice.
Nice one.
an alien presence in your mind,
I mean, that's not new.
and it tries to speak to you, but your will expels it almost instantly. None of the words or the feelings it tried to convey take root. You did feel that it was attempting to control you, but your will just manages to shrug it off, and you are not under the creature's control. Dice, what would you like to do?
Hello. First, I need to take myself off mute.
You just put yourself back on mute.
No, I was pressing the temporary, but it wears off.
Okay.
I am going to attempt to shoot it twice with my crossbow, leaving young girlie up in the air.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Cool, go for it.
First hit is 27.
Yeah, definitely hits.
I mean,
Is that-
again, if it didn't, I would be upset.
We would be fleeing.
Yeah.
Second one?
Hang on. The damage off that one is crap. It's 6.
Okay, so 6 points of damage from the first crossbow. Yeah.
So I rolled a 1 on the stupid damage dice.
Mhm.
And the second attack was an 11 to hit.
11. The second crossbow bolt, unfortunately, just sails off into the distance.
Is Cedric
Okay.
close enough yet to continue towing the half elf over to the?
Cedric can, on this turn, with a bonus action,
Okay.
get there. And he does, with 1 point movement, and starts to pull the half-elf then back onto shore.
What's he doing to my dog?
So the half-elf is now dangling
case.
above the path.
That's fine. Yeah, because Cedric really can't get to the monster. Swimming's not his strong suit. That's
Sinking, yes, but you know.
Yes.
not ideal.
Maybe
that-
it's not deep. We don't know.
Maybe. That's the end of my turn. I'm good.
So, on this turn, Sepsis.
Hello.
You staring off into the distance then, or being able to see much further than anyone else, you do see a shining light appear around about 120 feet away from you. And you do see, brandishing a flaming sword, coming in from the distance, one of the knights.
I really want to kill it before they get here.
Can't quite get close enough at the moment. However, from the distance it can get, give me a second. I need to go into homebrew. There we go. Okay. You see a very familiar spell fly from its hand. And 2 bolts reach out to strike the creature. An Eldritch Blast. Okay, that is going to be a... both of those hit.
Go off.
And that's going to be in total 12 points of damage. Not that much for sure.
Which knight?
The older one.
Thank you.
Okay. Ace, it's your go.
Okay. How is the monster looking?
The monster is looking messed up.
Okay. Then in that case, so messed up is halfway, right?
75.
No, hurt is halfway.
Okay.
Messed up is over about 75, around about 75%.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, I'm going to go with first level Searing Smite and do a melee attack on
Okay.
him.
Nothing. I just read chat.
Ah.
Bollocks. Sorry, so yeah, Searing Smite.
Yeah, first level. And yeah, I'm going to do that as a first attack on it, first melee. I was
Okay.
looking for my dice tray then because I moved it.
Okay. So roll to attack.
That's cocked. That's not any better, and it's not cocked. That's 15 to hit.
15. Unfortunately, the first strike just swings wide as it kind of thrashes below you, knowing that it's almost beaten.
Okay, can I go
Second
for a
attack.
second hit on that?
Yeah.
It's cocked again. Let's not throw it that way, maybe. Okay, that's better. That is 24 to hit.
24 to hit. 24
Yeah.
definitely hits. Roll for damage.
Mm.
And the con save, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Fails.
Sales con save.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's not. Yeah, it is con. Sorry,
Yes.
I was looking at ensnaring. It's not ensnaring, so. Right, let's have a look. So,
So it
is
takes an additional 1d6 fire damage. So basically, it's your weapon damage and 2d6 fire damage.
so my longsword does 4 damage, and the d6 is 1, so 5 in total.
2d6 is an additional d6 as well,
Oh, okay.
because it failed its concept.
Oh, nice. That's a 5. So
Okay.
make it 10 damage.
And damage, excellent. Okay. It's starting to look fucked up. It's not quite there yet. At the end of your turn, though,
Yeah.
it does attempt to coil its tail up over its body and use one of its legendary actions to attempt to hit you.
Okay. Can I bonus action?
Oh yeah, sorry. Do you want a bonus action? Before it takes its legendary action.
Yeah. Can I? Sorry, I'm just double checking something.
No, you've already used your bonus action to cast Searing Smite.
Oh, are they? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then you maybe
And then I
attacks
had
with
two
the
others.
weapon.
Yeah,
So
never mind. Never mind.
That's cool. Just going to hit you.
Yeah.
That is a natural 20.
Ooh, ouch.
Okay, so with its tail swipe, that's 3d6.
Oh no.
It's gravy time.
14. You take 28 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow. Hey, Aces, ow.
Oriana,
Yes.
it's your go.
Cool. Am I right in saying, I've got to bring it, you can spend up to 1 sorcery point to allow 5 creatures to automatically succeed on saving throws? Cool. I'm going to cast Shatter as a careful spell.
Okay.
So it's a con save.
Con save, okay.
Yeah. So Ace would normally have to do it as well, but he gets an automatic pass.
So you're going to spend the sorcery point for an automatic pass for
Ace.
Yeah.
Nobody else within a 10-foot thing of it, isn't there?
Ooh, okay. Con save is 15.
It fails.
What's your spell save?
16.
Ah, okay. Cool. So what's the damage?
It's 3d8.
Nice.
Ooh. Just check something. That is 50. No. Yeah, 15 points of damage.
15 points of damage. It is now looking severely fucked up as it thrashes even more underneath Ace. Oriana,
Ace's fear.
Yeah?
please roll a wild magic save.
Oh, there you go.
He can do it.
Look, it says in the book, the DM can choose to make you roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty
It
sure it
also
knows
says-
that DM's going to forget.
It also says the DM can forget. I'm pretty sure that's in there.
Yeah,
It was a 6. I'm fine.
it was a 6.
I am no longer wreathed in flame.
No, you're not.
Sorry, the chandelier's gone out.
Is that the end of your go?
It is, yes.
Okay. Before then, Sepsis takes his turn.
There.
In its death throes, it is going to again use a legendary action to attempt to hit Ace on its back,
Ace would prefer it didn't.
which is a natural 1. It hits
Yay.
itself.
Yeah.
However, it deals
But
no
then
damage.
I'm also on top of it.
No, you're fine. And it is now Sepsis' go.
Hello. I would like to cast Chaos Bolt, and I would like to cast it at a 3rd level.
Absolutely, no problem.
So I'm going to roll to hit. I'm going to fail, judging by how this has gone so far. Does an 18 hit?
Give me a second. Yes, just.
Suck my dick and balls, finally.
Okay, yes, an 18 hits.
Higher levels takes 1d6 extra damage for each slot above first. So it's 2d8 and 3d6. That is...
Choose one of the d8s as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna. 6, 9, 13, 16, 21 of... I'll just... what have I got? I've got a 6 and a 3.
It's a fire or poison.
Let's go fire damage, yeah. Since I've seen Ori do that and it didn't seem to resist it in any kind of way.
So fire damage lashes out from you. And what was the damage again? It was
21, I believe.
21. Okay. As the fire lances out from you then, strikes the creature, it starts to boil the water around it. The mucus being secreted from its skin that is now coating your hand, Ace, as you hold on, starts to steam up and drift away as you can now feel the flesh like very thin paper below your hands start to crumble.
Okay.
Your footing becomes precarious as your feet start to kind of sink into its floor.
Oh god, don't let Ace fall in the water!
Can I yeet my feet over to some land, please?
You can attempt to. It is dead. You are out of initiative. You've got 10 seconds to react. What do you want to do? 1.
I want to yeet my feet over to
2.
some land.
Okay. Roll me an athletics check then, please.
Oh, bugger and bugger. Alright, that's going to be a 13.
13. You manage not to get dragged under by the toe, but as you jump, you just fall short of the land. You hit the water about 5 feet away from the edge.
Can I try and catch them?
Yes.
Literally just grab their arms and swing them onto the path.
Absolutely. Roll me a athletics check.
Assisting yeet.
Assisted yeet.
Yes.
There's 13.
13. With that roll then, assisting Ace's leap, I'd say, yeah, you managed to get
Trapeze you on, like, woohoo!
Absolutely. And with that, AD, you can
Rich?
take us off the game board.
Rich, I had a question.
Yeah.
The 2 Durgar that were dragged into the water would have been under for about 12 seconds at this point.
Mm-hmm.
They were dragged under.
They're
They're
dead.
dead.
They're definitely dead.
Oh yeah.
Oh, never mind then. I dropped the half
And,
out.
and also, heavy armor sinks quite quickly in 12 seconds.
Everybody's dead, Mill.
Yeah, I see.
Hey,
that.
I'm diseased.
I can't fix that, I don't
You
think.
feel ill. You do feel ill.
I feel like shit. I land on the path and I feel. Wait, Sepsis, do you need a lift over to the path?
I cast Misty Step over to the
Okay, thank God. I just go and land on the path and instantly sit down.
I
It
realised.
depends on the like real life me being like.
Yeah.
Ace got a healing potion you didn't take.
Please.
Ace, you've got a healing potion you didn't take. You still have it, I think.
Oh, I thought you said you had it.
Rich, that was right, wasn't it? Ace didn't take it.
Ace didn't take it. Ace, you used your hit dice last time.
I did, yes. Then I will do that then, please.
Use the
Or
healing.
drank it. What components do I need to roll for?
It's a standard healing potion, so give me a second.
It's D4s usually, isn't it?
Anybody want to throw some healing my way?
I mean, on
It's
some
two.
above.
It's 2d4 plus 2.
Okay.
That's the most you're gonna get out of that.
I say, Ari, I
Use
can't.
8.
Ari, I can't cure diseases, but Ace might be able to. With
I'm not too worried about the disease right now. I also got hit a bunch.
I cast Cure Wounds at Ori,
Okay.
and that's. But I've only got first levels at the moment, so it's only 6 points. But you know, better than nothing.
It's better than nothing.
And I'm also going to go over to the half elf and work on lock picking the cuffs on their arms.
Because there is still the bobbing corpse
Durgar.
of the Durgar currently in the water, trying to
How
pull her back in.
hurt are you, Ori?
I'm 20 below.
20 below your. So is that
Well, I'm
less
20.
than half, or is it more than half?
Don't
Less
ask me to
than
half. Don't ask me to half 59.
More,
Less
So-
than half.
Oriana has more than half left.
More than half life. Okay, that's fine.
I thought you said she was on 20.
20 below.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
So I am below half right now, so you can have some of my pool.
Oh, actually, I've just realised I have healing word.
So Ace, I think lay on hands can cure disease. I think.
Yeah, it can
If you pump 5 points or more into Oriana, it will cure
Yep.
disease.
Cool.
Yeah,
I
they
will-
don't regain the 5 hit points, but you sort of do it instead, don't
Okay.
you?
Yeah, just pump that 5 and get rid of the disease, and I can do a bit of the rest.
Yeah, I'll take 5 off then for you. And I'm gonna give myself 20. Because I am quite harmed.
I am harmed.
Must be nice having 40 points in your lay on hands pool.
Yep.
Not bad.
It must be nice.
I managed
it
to add
must be
12 back on.
nice To have Thor on your side.
As you are all kind of helping each other then, can you make it's not a lockpick, so...
What are they, how are they attached?
They are, she's got a cuff on, exactly like you and Ace do. That cuff then is attached to another manacle on her other wrist.
So
They are attached to a chain.
I'm essentially just trying to get the chain off, even if the 2 connecting chains stay. I don't want to mess with the cuff, because obviously that would hurt her.
Use your Tinker's tools then.
Okay. That's fine. So that's the proficiency intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, while I'm doing it, I'm just going to go, it's okay. You're going to be okay, okay? Okay. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
You managed to detach the chain. Did you want to unlock the manacles so her hands are separate, or...?
Yeah, if I can unlock the manacle, again, I don't want to mess with the cuff.
With that roll, you do manage to separate her hands, and in doing so, the chain that is attached to them holding the Durgar is released. You see it quickly snake away into the water as the corpse descends below the water level.
I sort of go, there you go. See, it's okay. And that's
She
it.
looks at you, and there is no fear in her eyes. There is a barely contained rage.
Rage? At me?
She quickly shakes her head, and you see her eyes kind of clear, and she just nods at you and thanks.
Are you okay? You looked really mad.
I'd be mad if I was chained to a Durgar.
Mad if I was chained to a dead Durgar.
Slowly
Oh
then,
yeah, Ori, pay me.
You see
I didn't wait.
the older knight approach. And the flaming sword in his hand disappears, and he is just holding an incredibly bright, shiny hilt, which he puts and attaches to his belt.
I sort of wave. Hi.
There are not many who could have dealt with an Aboleth
It's gravy
as
time.
quickly as you have.
We're pretty great. Hey, did Kaelin find a healer down here? Because his leg seems way better now.
Yeah, he legged it.
I also noticed how quickly our elven friend is moving. How are you all? Do you need any more aid? Anything further?
I wouldn't
I can
mind
take a
if
little
you-
bit.
Yeah.
I'm actually fine.
I've got like 1 scratch on my shoulder because I think I'm down 5. I'm like, I'm good.
Ace dealt with the wanting to vomit feeling.
At the other end of this cavern, there is a wider landing before we venture back into the tunnels. Our provisions are there, being carried by our automaton friends. If you would follow me, I'm sure we can rest for a moment and then...
Oh, rest sounds great.
Commander, I think that's what you asked us to call you. What about my new friend here? Because she seems to have lost her party, and I don't want her left with the elves. I know that's not my call to make, but I feel that would be...
We can watch her.
She is not trying to run from you, so I have no issue with leaving her in your charge. Again, the same must be said to you as it was to her previous guards. Her actions reflect on you.
I look at her.
Punishments reflect on yours.
I look at the half-elf and go, so don't fuck us over, okay?
She just stares at you. You can't really tell what she's trying to say, but she just stares at you.
A nod?
She just shrugs.
Okay. It'll do.
It won't do for me. I'd like to insight whether this half-elf is going to fuck us up.
Roll an insight check.
Thanks.
I don't believe she is. I'm very trusting in this instance.
Yeah, I've already started walking off with Benkin.
That's going to be 18.
18.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sepsis, as you look at the half-elf, how they react, soaking wet, not shivering, even though you know how cold the water is, just completely still. It reminds you of snakes you've seen. Coiled, poised to attack, but patient, never waiting. She does not, however, look sprung to attack you or your companions.
Mm. Okay.
And you will carry on.
Carefully.
Yeah.
You walk down further. As you get much further down, maybe about another 100 feet or so, you see splatters of blood on the floor before you. You also see then what looks like half collapsed, but almost deflated stalactite that seems to have fallen, but it looks like it's deflated in a kind of fleshy way. And you see strange rock-like tendrils, almost tentacles that have come out from it. And it seems to have many gaping wounds, as if stabbed or slashed by swords, spears, axes. There are no bodies apart from this.
We established I know what a roper is when we were on the train.
Absolutely. And it is the corpse of, and it looks a recently killed roper.
Gross.
I poke it with a toe. Ugh.
We at the front encountered our own travels, as it were. However, the orcs made quick work of them, albeit, and we possibly have scared off any others that were following along above us. But please, come with me. I'm sure we have at least 1 or 2 healing potions in the packs. You've done well. You deserve it.
Thank you.
And he
Thank
carries
you.
on ahead.
I follow him.
As you get back to the rest of the group, then they have congregated on a wide landing. They're sitting about 30 feet away from the water's edge. The space itself then, out of the water, is maybe 100 feet across, before narrowing at one end. And you can see a tunnel that does seem to immediately head slightly further down into the ground. Or at least Sepsis can see it anyway. The group is there, all of the orcs are there, all of the automatons are there. They haven't lost any more halflings. Kaelin and the other hooded elf are still standing there as well. The other elf knight is standing there, watching patiently for his master to return, and looks relieved, if not frustrated, that something has happened. And he rushes forward and starts to whisper heatedly in his master's ear before his master holds up a hand to stop him. Turns to you all and says, I will look for those potions for you now. And he takes his apprentice by the arm and takes him off towards the automatons.
Just to check, do the automatons look damaged again?
No.
Good, fine. I like them more than I like the elves.
Yeah.
So we have a friend.
Yeah. But does our friend have a name?
I don't know. Hey, do you write?
Just shakes her head at you.
It could take us
Ace is
ages
going-
to guess.
Ace is going to approach her and sort of grasp their hands in front of them and say, "Can you show me?"
She moves her hands slowly and certainly, looking at your eyes, and starts to make specific motions with each of her hands. Roll an intelligence check.
Can I roll that too?
Keep getting cocked dice today. It's starting to annoy me.
19.
20?
Nine.
Without a proper point of reference for where this language comes from, what her native tongue of her parents would have been, can't really discern much more than she seems to be motioning a kind of animal. Other than that, you don't really get anything else.
Okay. I don't understand yet, but I'd like to learn.
Perhaps when in the quiet patches you could try and teach us. I got that you seem to be mentioning some kind of animal, but beyond that I couldn't really figure it out. I'm sorry. But my name is Dice, and this is Ace and Ori and Sepsis.
I take out Honey and just sort of hand Honey over to her, going, he's comforting.
This is the first time you've seen her express anything other than complete stoicism or rage. Her mouth breaks into a wide grin. She immediately grasps Honey and starts to almost instinctively just scratch Honey in exactly the way that you would to make Honey happy, and Honey just kind of like
Yeah.
it is just flops and is very, very happy. And she just smiles, and her smile brightens up the Underdark, the cavern that you're in. She's an incredibly beautiful young girl. But the smile also, as you see it, you can see the cheeks as they go back, and the smile, you can see scars highlighted on her face, on her forehead, on her neck. You can, now that you're looking at her more closely, you can see that she is, well, they all seem to be, like some of these scars, their positioning, she's been slashed, cut, but each scar is a tiny, thin, perfect sliver. Each scar has healed perfectly. The scar is still there, but it is very, very faded. But only when she smiles and she tightens all of her face do they stand out.
Have you always been mute?
She just kind of...
For as long as you remember?
Something nods at you.
I was thinking perhaps it was safer not to talk, and it became a habit rather than you were born with it, but I wish I could ask you.
She just returns to looking at the badger and stroking it and scratching it.
You're very pretty.
She kind of looks up at you, but then goes back down, blushing slightly.
Or you always know how to make friends.
You're muted, Greg.
So glad to see that you're in a giving mood now, Oriana.
Oh, how much was it?
I believe it was 40.
Actually, Ori only bet 20. You bet 40.
I'm sure Oriana agreed to 40.
I agreed to the 40. It was I would get 20 if they survived to the end of the day.
Yep.
Damn.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Add it to your purse.
It's been a pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah.
To be fair, they really didn't survive very long, huh?
I really thought they'd make it to the end of today at least.
It was the armor and the water. It's a really bad mix. Ace was lucky.
They were just terrible beings.
To be fair, they didn't help much in the fight, did they?
No, they've been as useful as a wet cloth.
I give the half-elf
Still more useful than Caitlin, though.
some of my ration.
Well, yeah, I mean, at least they didn't run.
They soaked up a round of attacks.
Benkin walks back over holding 2 small jars in his hands, and also a pouch balanced on top of one of them. The orcs had a bet with the Durga that the Durga could, at least one of them, bed you by the end of the quest. And he's looking at Oriana. The orcs believed that
I don't fuck with Durga.
if you tried, you would kill them.
Yeah.
As I caught the orcs boasting about the fact that they did not have to pay the money because the bet was over, I confiscated the pot, as it were. And I feel it only right that for your services, they should be given to you to share amongst your friends as you see fit. And he gives you a pouch.
Gambling is such a
thank you.
terrible habit.
Inside is about 40 gold.
Yeah.
Hey, you recouped your losses, Ari.
Not really, that's 5 each.
And he gives you
It's 10
each.
10 each, I can't math.
I just go, you can keep mine. I think you earned it.
He also gives one of the healing potions to Oriana and says, who requires the other?
I just point to Ace, who's still dripping blood gently.
How much is the healing potion for?
The one he gave you, it's 2d4 plus 4.
8.
9.
Ooh, back up to full health.
I am not.
Sorry.
It's okay.
How far down are you, Ace?
I need another 14 to be full. So technically, I could use my pool, but I want to save some.
If I were you guys, I would simply not take damage. That's my pro tip for combat in D&D.
Just to check,
Thanks.
Yeah.
does half-elf girl look injured at all?
Mhm.
Half-elf girl.
Oh, no.
Just soaking wet.
Okay, I can't really do much about the dampness. I don't want you sitting here wet.
Ori, is there anything
Oh,
you can do about that?
Yeah. Fucking hint, guys. I cast I dry her off.
I really wasn't hinting. I was looking in my pack for clothes. I was trying to
She
see.
casts prestidigitation, and it takes a moment, but eventually, after maybe 30 seconds, she is effectively dry.
No, and in future reference, I don't mess with Durga. Never tried elf, though.
That's racist.
And I wink at Benkin.
Boss.
What?
She's lying. She had the elf girl.
I remember.
Oh shit, yeah, even I've got that.
Alright.
Never tried a male elf.
Benkin
Benkin is even more like, ugh.
Benkin very
He's not interested.
does not seem to react to your comment.
Feel his level is his taste is more Duchess,
But there is
which is hilarious because the female I slept with was a Duchess.
There is a slight reddening of his cheeks. Our men, the last time we ventured down here, mentioned that they thought they had seen a strange aberration in the water. But I think because of the force we brought with us, and there were a great many more of us at the time, it perhaps chose not to attack.
We can't be sure there was only one of them.
Aboleths do not tend to share a pool with another.
Shock me. It seemed really friendly.
How do they breed?
Oh, good point. Did they call
They
it
travel.
find another one?
They are.
This might seem like I have a one-track mind, but
They are aberrations. We do not know how they travel to this plane. They are effectively immortal.
Not anymore.
Blood immortal.
They live forever, if not attacked and efficiently murdered as they were done today. Well done.
Thank you.
And we were able to bring you along, though the loss of the Durgar is disheartening.
Unsurprising.
To some, I suppose.
They didn't fight particularly hard. I don't mean to speak ill of the dead, but they did not seem to resist well.
Durgar are, I do not know if you noticed by the smell, notoriously adverse to water. So there is perhaps, it was unfortunate that
Very
the first thing that
dense.
happened to them was they were dragged into water.
They're very dense and to sink.
Perhaps if the closest guardsman had been heading towards rather than away from danger, they could have been saved.
I will be taking that up with them. For now, though, please, we will stop to rest once more. I believe we can reach. There are some ruins close by, where we may be able to start at least tracking recent Drow movements. Rest here. We will set watch. Nothing will harm you. At least the next hour, and then after we've eaten, replenished ourselves, we can move ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you all again for your work today. Thank you for coming along. I feel that at least my mission may be more successful for having you in it.
Thank you.
I'll take my leave now. And he stands up, bows to everyone in general, and then walks off.
You know, I find it creepy that he keeps talking to us and actually taking notes when we speak. I actually find it genuinely unnerving.
I'm finding it a turn on.
But he's a nice person.
Yeah.
I mean, nice is good, but I can't help thinking there's some ulterior motive there.
Yeah, that's probably the turn on. He's really nice, but I bet when you got him in bed.
Tiger.
Oh, by the way, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too. I give Ari a hug.
Yeah, I put my wings around you.
Yes.
I think nothing like facing almost certain death to make you realize what matters.
Well,
Friendship!
Yay! Also, Ori just really likes having someone she can talk to about getting laid.
and also having hugs.
Without
Ori, hugs if she
turning into like a blushing mess.
I see Ace looking embarrassed and shuffle to include Ace in the hug.
I've got wingspan for all.
Before you settle down to rest, then, in your hug, everyone roll a perception check.
I
Dude.
Don't like they keep asking us to do this. We're obviously missing something.
Oh god.
Rolled a 7.
At 20.
Seven.
That's 21 in total. That is the maximum I can roll. Also, I am marrying this dice. It is my second husband.
Sepsis?
Is it your purple one?
or-
I don't feel any particular need to discuss the numbers that I rolled on those dice, Richard.
Okay, no problem. What was yours, sorry, is?
7.
7, okay.
Mine was also 7.
Oriana, then. As you embrace both of your friends, Ace and Dice, Sepsis looks on, confused, and bewildered by this show of...
A little claw at the top of my wing is sort of like come hindering to Sepsis. Come on.
You do notice...
Thank you.
You do notice as you are facing in the right direction, over the shoulders of your friends as you embrace, you watch as Benkin walks away. And just past him, you see Ankane staring at you. All of you. And he's just staring. Would you like to know, or would you like to hazard a guess at what he's thinking?
Yeah.
Please roll an insight check.
I don't think my insight's in. No, my insight's not great. This is 17.
17.
Yeah.
There is confusion. There is jealousy. There is anger bordering on hatred.
Directed it.
All of you.
I wink at him.
And he looks away. And on that note, as you all settle down to rest, your second short rest at the Underdark.
It's okay that we're in a tunnel. I am lighting my pipe.
Okay. You light your pipe, and as the smoke billows out of it, you all get that familiar sense from every time you count together. We're going to end it there.
Yeah.
So I can't remember what session we're on. 34? Yes.
Yeah.
That is the end of the Chronicles of Nidum, episode 34.
That pause was slightly too long. I thought that was
I
your
know,
way
I
of
was
telling
like-
us, yeah, we're not playing anymore. I don't like you guys.
Yeah, that's just the
I
end.
would've cried.
No, we just go back.
Yes, missed you all. But yes, so we've ended there. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone, for showing up. Thank you for coming along. Thank you for sticking around. If you have from the beginning, thank you for joining. This episode will be up on probably around about
Sometime this week.
yes, Saturday.
How's that recap episode going?
It is incredibly difficult to put 30 odd episodes into 15 minutes. So what I think I'm going to actually do is do like episode 1 to 10, episode 10 to 20, and then just do blocks. I'm also going to do a
that makes
character
more sense.
intro because I'm going to describe who all of the characters are. So I'm going to do a character intro. There's going to be 4 videos that spring up on YouTube. I might give one. Where's the yes, Stu? There will be a recap. So there will be a recap for everyone. Thank you for sticking the YouTube link in the chat, AD. Cheers, mate.
Please subscribe to it.
No,
that
it's
you don't
not. It's not
have
up yet.
God-awful
It will be up.
things
Jesus.
on
Yeah,
it.
please subscribe to the YouTube channel so we can
Yes.
change the URL.
Click on the YouTube link. Please subscribe. Get all of your friends to subscribe. You don't even have to watch. Just convince people to subscribe. I don't care. But if you
Just want
fancy
that
it,
URL.
like and comment, just so we can change the URL.
Say
It's horrendous. Please.
If you want to watch the episodes and enjoy them, that's a bonus.
Yes, it is a massive bonus. However, there will be a recap. Hopefully the recaps will be interesting enough to make you actually go back and watch the rest of the episode. But yes, thank you very much. Again, I cannot stress this enough.
Should definitely go back and watch I can't remember what episode it is, but there is a moment where Ariana has a wild magic surge while she stood inside a mimic.
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
It's quite funny.
I will
That was
make
quite
a
a
point of mentioning it in the recap, which episode it's actually in as well, because it's brilliant. If not, you can go back and watch one of the highlights on our Twitch stream, which is Dice of the Beholder. But I've got to get this out. I want to say it. Please, if you can, or if you get a moment, click on the follow buttons below and just check out the charity stream that is coming up end of August 28th to August 30th, bank holiday weekend for those in the UK. Noon till noon, we're going to do 48 hours of tabletop roleplay. It is going to be awesome. There are going to be so many amazing players, some fantastic DMs running loads of different games.
Most of it's going to be awesome. Some of it's going to be us, unfortunately.
Yes. But please give it a watch. Please come along, support, and if you can, you don't have to, but if you can, please donate as well. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for joining us for episode 34. I don't know whether AD wants to take everyone on a raid. Please do, if you can stick around.
You
Take us all
mean
over.
Rady?
But apart from that, I just want to say thanks, everyone. Please stay safe. Take care. We love you all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.